and the knowledge you have garnered over the years, what would you say to a teacher who believes that they are in a local classroom right now? I mean, I'm a teacher who, from my classroom space, I try to do global things. What would you say you look out for in educators in your school, and how can they aspire to global excellence from their classroom?
Good. So I would recommend that you are a glocal teacher. A glocal teacher. And what do I mean by a glocal teacher? Where you are, you can change the world from where you are. By simple things, it's just being professional.
Facts.
Your standards. Don't think because, oh, I'm in this classroom and the roof is leaking on one side, then I have to misbehave and come in with slippers or speak to the children anyhow. You should still have standards. You should still plan your lessons. You should still come on time. You should know exactly what it is that you want to do. Understand your children in the classroom. Don't think that by virtue of demographic, then you cannot have international standards. You know, preparation, they say, is there's nothing like luck, they say. It's just preparation meeting the opportunity. So really, anything can change. The people that their classrooms have actually changed by virtue of them just being visible online, where I personally have donated things to their schools because I just felt this person has so much energy, has so much patience, is doing so much. Why don't we even try to do that with Investigate Rotimi and I, and just invest, because this person wants to do it and the school cannot afford it. Get them a megaphone, get them a big whiteboard, you know, just invest in them. Where you are, you can bring change. That's just a location, but the mindset has to be global. You have to have that mindset that you can change the world. And we have seen children like that. You know what thing I said? I triggered a lot of people online recently. Because a lot of people say, we are jackpying because of the children, right? Don't know what they normally say. That is the most popular thing I've heard. I don't know if they said, yeah, it's a better environment. They use the children as an excuse. Oh, the educational system is better abroad. We want to carry our children to the abroad. Then I realized lately from conversations that a number of Nigerian parents are doing lessons with the Nigerian lesson teachers online that they've spoken down about. From there, yes. You say they can't speak English, they don't know how to do this, they don't know how to do that. But suddenly you are in a new place that's supposed to be the abroad and better, but you are still hooked and addicted to the Nigerian teachers. Make it make sense.
True. You
want to go. So what I'm trying to say in that context is that those teachers are still operating at international standards. So then I say, oh, I want to is connectivity. Oh, can you come at no. The fact that they're getting online and still teaching your children that British curriculum and helping them or American or whatever, Singapore, Chinese, doing that job, it's still a standard. It's still an international standard. So it doesn't matter if you are in the village. Chita Chike, I met him in person in November. I went to wherever he is, Delta State, Asaba, that area. I went there for a conference and to train the trainer. And I met him. And I met the environment where he stays. I couldn't believe it. So that's why you know that kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? He's doing his stuff.
That's what I do for here.
You know, I couldn't believe that. Honestly, I really couldn't believe that guy was doing all those things from that.
If
you see the roads.
Are you serious?
Wow. If you see the roads, if you see but he doesn't allow anything to be unstoppable. Stop kicking of excuses. This one is stopping you from doing this. I don't have this material. Even if you don't have the abroad materials, use our own. Let us take pride in our own culture. If it's about the more seeds, you're going to use to teach counting. If it's broomsticks, you're going to use to teach counting. Use it. Everything does not have to be abroad. When we take pride in our own, then we find out that the foreigners will take interest. This guy, Chudi, is telling people the same in entertainment, that stop seeking outside. Let us do our own thing. Let the fire burn. You know, it's where you fan that will catch fire. When you fan it. He is encouraging us to invest in our own talent and let the abroad come to us. Not us always seeking something, you know, that proximity to whiteness, that validation. Everything in Igbo must validate it, right down to our language.
Fact.
When I was growing up, it was shameful to be speaking Pidgin English. If you're speaking English, you are local, maybe you are poor. But now everybody's speaking Pidgin, Abi.
I mean,
why?
And that's the hip thing.
Because BBC Pidgin was invented.
And kind of validated
it. Why must the white man validate everything that we do? It's an insecurity. It's embedded. And that's why I have the rooted movement, to tell people that we have so much to be desired, but we don't know. Because we don't know our history. We don't take pride in the things that are our own. Everything must be away.
And something you said, you just touched on it. You said, in order to just attain that global status, you don't necessarily need proximity. Even if we're doing our local things with our local resources.
Let's even call them indigenous.
Indigenous. Being professional already puts you at a global standard, because we have a lot of people who are not professional today. So being professional is like the first criterion, I think, will get you to that status. And I mean, the way you've answered the question is just fantastic. Adeola, that public school teacher, she was on this show earlier. She's also a teacher in the public space that has gone on to attain so many things: Global Teacher Prize, Multinational Teacher of the Year, all of that. So these are people that we should look at and know that being global doesn't necessarily need Western validation.
No.
It begins with you from where you are.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I know that you've been on various shows, podcasts and all of that. You're a mentor to parents, you're a mentor to head of schools. What would you say to educators who are having issues working with parents on helping them understand that the character and the emotional health of the children are as important as grades in the classroom?
Good question. The character. So our school, Aleposh School, is more about character. When I say it, people just think, I always say that I would rather a child has good character than grades in my school. I don't shoot for grades first. I shoot for that total being. Because we have a lot of evil geniuses out there. A lot of us have raised beasts. And that's why you hear that this doctor took the life of this person. This doctor just, this person just did this. They don't really care. The lawyers, the accountants, they just, they just detach. They can cheat you. They don't connect in any way. And this is because we have pushed them and we have removed the humanity from them by virtue of us centralizing everything around grades. Everything grade. You must pass. You say, when in this Nigeria, when you drive around, sometimes you will see billboards with students on it, 7 A's, 9 A's, something A's.
Selling points.
Tell me about how good, how kind is that child? Rhoda always talks about social emotional learning. How does that child help somebody else? How does that child treat their friends? Does that child tell lies? Is that child sending nudes, masturbating? Is that child sleeping around, taking drugs? But no, you don't know that part. You don't care. As long as you are getting the grades. So how do you connect it? You must build that social emotional aspect of that child. Character development, very, very essential. Your value system in your school. What does your school stand for? Schools must stand for more than grades, especially now that a lot of children are giving birth to children. Children are raising children. So you find that schools these days, you might be raising the children and teaching them and mentoring them and doing everything you want to do, but you might have to even teach the parents too.
Facts.
True. You might have to teach some of these parents. Some of these parents, they have no idea. And they will tell you, I didn't know it was supposed to be like this. So I didn't even, some people even come for inquiries and they'll tell you that, is this how school fees is? And they don't even know. But you've gone ahead and given birth to the child. This is the situation that we have. So let's focus on character. Let's focus on parenting at home. Parents should learn how to parent. It's not innate. Because you have a child, I don't know, you mean you know how to raise a child. You can't give what you don't have. You're not well behaved. You're not going to be able to raise a well behaved child because the child is going to model you and copy you. So we find that there has to be collaboration between the schools, and there has to be that synergy between the schools and the parents so that we can raise children that are not just driving and gunning for grades, but also good character.
Fantastic. I remember when I was still in the classroom and I was with Class Dojo. What made me an ambassador actually was when I had ensured that my children participated in Kindness Week, because at that time we had been working with international schools and they told us that sometime in February, instead of Valentine's and all that, they coined it into a kindness week, and we started to give stuff out for charity from my classroom in my space. It was from there it spread across the school I was at the time. So it built character, and lots of children there. It was just at that moment that it was inculcated in them that some other children need this clothes that they are this person at home, these shoes that they use only once and throw away.
Yep.
How can I help? So even children who probably were not the high flyers, they participated and they were rewarded for that. So I think that's another way to look at how we can equate character, emotional attitudes to grades. I don't know if you agree with me.
do.
Okay, so thank you. So we've come to the end of our jam session. Now we're going to go into the quick fire session. Everyone
Quick
here,
fire, I'm scared.
everyone on this list, I mean, at some point, the way they described you in their own unconventional fire, this, that, I want to
This
hear
peaceful girl.
how you would describe them. I'm going to call a number of names, and you will tell me how you describe that person in one word. Okay, so on this list, I probably will appear on that list, and I don't want you to use the word smooth. Everybody has said smooth, so I want another word.
You wouldn't have even come to me, funny enough.
Okay, because I know you think outside of the box. Okay, so the first person, and you have to look at the camera to say it. I want the person to see you and hear you saying it. First person is Rhoda Odibo.
Data driven.
Data driven. Oluwaseyi Anifowose.
What am I going to say? Passionate about teachers.
Passionate about teachers. Coach Wale Adejuyigbe.
Oh, it's my guy. He's a great guy. He's also very passionate, very committed. You know, he's change driven.
Change driven.
Yes.
David Obiayo.
Educate.
Only educator who calls me that name.
Growth mindset. Growth mindset. I'll tell you why I said growth mindset. You know, the first time when we met, you always think when we met was that what's that place? Lagos Business School.
That was physical.
That's physical, yeah. It was, I did your course.
My course.
Yes, I came to do the course out of curiosity. You and Idara.
Yeah.
I was like, what do these people they do for day? You know what I'm saying? In this Nigeria, when teachers they behave anyhow. This was the road course, so it was
online, and it was online before the pandemic.
It was just Bible. I just wanted to. I was curious. Wait, what are they doing? So it's you're quite inspirational. You're happy and ready to try out new things, which is good. You look at what you're doing now, so it's commendable that you're doing it. So let me say that you have a growth mindset and you're change driven.
Thank you. Okay. These people too also nominated you to be on this show. So since the majority of them have been here already, who are you going to nominate to sit in that seat very soon in the future?
You know that song, it says, row, 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 you row, then you down the stream. So you done the roader, you done the room care. So you might as well do the road to me.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we are always like, row. So I call him Mr. Row, and I call Rhoda Row.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm Row.
I didn't see that coming.
So it's Row and Row.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Rotimi Eyitayo, you have been nominated to be on this set. All right, it's been a fantastic session. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and from us here, we say see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Join us on Teacher's World, only on the Achievement Channel.
Wow, Ronke, thank you for that explosion of joy and wisdom. You've reminded us that today, being a teacher isn't about fitting into a box. It's about breaking the box to build a better generation. To everyone watching, remember, you don't need a world stage to be a disruptive leader. You just need a willing heart and a full cup. Don't forget to follow at Achievement Channel on all social platforms using the hashtag #WeSeePossibilities and tell us how you are disrupting your classroom for the better. I'm David Obiayo, and this is Teacher's World. Until next time, keep watching, keep teaching, keep leading, and keep seeing possibilities. And remember that regular is boring.
Mr. Motivator, Mr. Motivator, Mr. Motivator, Mr. Motivator Minutes.
Mr. Motivator,
Mr. Motivator, Mr. Motivator Minutes.
Mr. Motivator, the challenge to perform.
Every morning we're told in Africa that the gazelle wakes up with a clear determination that it must run faster than the fastest lion in order not to be eaten alive. Every morning we're told that the lions also wake up determined to run faster than the slowest gazelle, otherwise they will starve. Well, there's a moral to this anecdote. It is simply this, that it doesn't matter whether you're the lion or the gazelle. What truly matters is that when morning comes, you had better get up and get going. It's the dawn of a brand new day, and I'm here to ask you, what do you want to achieve today? Where do you want to go with your life, with your goals, with your aspirations? What sort of difference are you seeking to make in whatever it is you've chosen for yourself to do? My job is to challenge you to perform. My job is to inspire you, to energize you, and to bring to you all of the resources that you will need so that you can indeed say to yourself that, yes, I had this morning with Mr. Motivator.
Mr. Motivator,
Mr. Motivator, Mr. Motivator Minutes.
Walt Disney, the founder of Disneyland, once said that all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. We're going to be discussing what I consider my favorite subject matter. It is the subject matter of dreams, the subject matter of setting goals for yourself, of aspiring to achieve the impossible. Most times, what we think is impossible is actually something waiting to be done by someone else. In fact, as Napoleon once put it, that impossible is only a word to be found in the dictionary of fools. And I know you are not a fool. So when we talk about dreams, what are the 4 major things that you need to know in order to live a successful life driven by the power of dreams? Number 1, you must dream big dreams. Dream the dreams of giants. Dream a dream that might look so impossible at the outset, but you need a dream to be so big so as to enable it to challenge you, to inspire you. It's always very important to realize that you were not made for small things. As a matter of fact, every one of us is made to do something big at one point in time or the other in our lives. So dream a dream that stimulates you, that excites you every morning to want to get up and go. That's the first principle. Number 2, you must draft the dream. Put it down in writing. Maybe you need to sculpt it, paint it. In whichever way you can, put it out there. Make it tangible so that people can see and relate to it. And number 3, you must declare your dreams. Tell people about your dreams. We're not asking you to discuss your dreams, but I'm saying to you, declare it. Let people know what it is you are seeking to accomplish in your life or in whatever field of human endeavor that you've set out to do. And then finally, number 4 is this. And this is where it all comes together. You must do what the dream demands of you to do. If the distance be not traveled, the destination will never be reached. Dreams will remain pie in the sky if we do not take action. So, what actions are you taking? Set goals. Specifically begin to outline what you need to do so that you can begin to work towards them. I leave you with the words of a young lady who was challenged and people felt her dreams were impossible. In fact, they said to her, "Your dreams are not real." Then she replied by saying, "The dream is real. It is the failure to make it happen that is the unreality." Dream big dreams.
Mr. Motivator,
Mr. Motivator, Mr. Motivator Minutes.
Mr. Motivator, the challenge to perform.
In a
Yeah, my expectation is about the same, to be the best speaker.
Something, no matter the token that it represents. But most importantly, you live with the sense that I gave it my best, and
The competition was fierce. Two students represented
to manage life's difficulties.
Billions of naira. A first-class degree holder who cannot handle a proper conversation? Is that what Nigeria truly needs? I am here to tell the flag.
This year is Queen's College.
Mission of preparing influential communicators across the entire nation.
And it is our hope and our
We are currently in SS3, so we won't be here next year. But for our successors, we are going to
that, and next year we'll come out with very good results.
and all the other participants of the competition. Congratulations also to the School of Eloquence.
There's an old African proverb that smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. Just imagine life as a voyage and a quest, and you are the sailor. Indeed, the navigator, and your dreams and your aspirations for greatness and for goodness represent your destinations. Hello, dream chasers and future history makers. Welcome to another timeless capsule where we dive deep into the wisdom of ages to fuel your journey, your quest, your desire towards greatness. Today, we're setting sail on the vast ocean of life, guided by an ancient African proverb: smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. Think about it. If life were always calm and predictable, how would we grow? How would you learn to navigate the storms, harness the winds, and chart our own course towards our dreams? It is indeed, and in fact, the challenges, the setbacks, the unexpected turns, the twists, those difficulties that truly shape us into the capable, resilient individuals that we are meant to be. Just like a skilled sailor relies on their experience and knowledge to conquer the roughest seas, we too must draw upon our inner strength and determination in order to overcome some of life's obstacles that stand between us and our aspirations. Remember, every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. It is a chance to test our limits, to learn new skills, and to emerge stronger than ever before. In fact, as the great Jim Rohn once said, it should make us stronger, wiser, and better. And that's why we must embrace the storms no matter what happens. We must embrace setbacks, for they will teach us valuable lessons. We must also embrace the detours, for they may lead us to even greater destinations than we originally imagined. That is a very important lesson for you. I know it's not always easy. There will be times when the winds are against you, when the waves crash over your bow, and when you feel like giving up. I know. But in those moments, remember the words of the great Nelson Mandela when he said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." So keep your eyes on that horizon, your dreams in heart, and your spirit unwavering. You are the navigator of your own destiny. You have the power to turn those challenges into triumphs, setbacks into comebacks, and dreams into reality. So let the winds of adversity blow. Let the waves of doubt crash against you. You are that skillful sailor that is capable of navigating any storm. And remember, the greatest rewards await those who dare to venture into the uncharted waters of their own potential. Set sail, my friends. Embrace the journey, and may your voyage be filled with courage, resilience, and, of course, the unwavering belief that you are destined for greatness.
Welcome to My Eloquence Journey, an exclusive feature from the School of Eloquence, Africa's leading institution for public speaking mastery. Today, we are spotlighting the Dean's Public Speaking class, a powerful, 2-day intensive designed to transform everyday individuals into intentional, confident, and compelling speakers.
I enrolled in this course because lately I've found myself making some speeches and engaging in some public speaking. So I think I should fine-tune the way I speak in public and speak with power, encourage people and inspire people, not make it boring. It's something I can do, but I just think that fine-tuning it and making it in such a professional way, it's way to go. So that's why I'm here.
So my expectations today, I wish to, for now, only to improve in my vocals and, to interact well with around people more.
My expectation for this class is to improve my stage, to overcome my stage fright and to improve on my eloquence communication.
Joining us are Sariondo Kunavhemba Edward, Ojek Chidimma Ann, and Obayoha Ugochi Jessica, 3 determined learners who have taken the bold step to elevate their communication and unlock new opportunities in their careers and personal lives. Their journey begins on day 1, the day of discovery. To explore the struggles they faced and the defining moments that pushed them to seek change, we join the conversation in the studio with Nafisat.
Good day, Ma. Welcome to My Eloquence Journey. I have some questions for you, Emma.
Okay.
The first goes, which moment or lesson from day 1 stood out most and why?
Okay, it's today's class. I kind of want to say that my most basic points in the class is where we have to talk about the tools of public speaking. Yeah. Where we're taught about the gestures, how to make the gestures of eye contact, the body language, the beats and all that. So I kind of learned the basic things in communicating with people to make it more impacting, to make people understand and to gather everything together. So I learned how to use my hands, the visual contact, the body language and all that. So to enable people pay attention more on what I was saying, yes.
If you had to describe day 1 of My Eloquence Journey in one word, what would that be?
It's that very fantastic word.
Good day, sir, and welcome to My Eloquence Journey. I have some questions for you, sir.
Okay.
The first one is, which moment or lesson from day 1 stood out to you the most and why?
Okay. I would say the lesson that stood up for me the most is the structure of public speaking. Yeah, the reason is, before now, I don't know how to structure speak. Most time I'll have idea to communicate, but my inability to structure it, I will not be able to, communicate it better for my audience to get the proper idea of my message and what it's all about. At the end of the day, I end up mixing a lot of information together, which will contradict the understanding of my audience. But undertaking this class and giving the proper orientation about how to structure a speech, I have been able to know how to structure my speech and what to do if I am to actually give a speech or have a presentation with this. So that particular aspect and lesson actually did a lot to me, and it actually stand out, and I really appreciate that I actually learn it.
The next one is, if you have to describe day 1 of My Eloquence Journey in one word, what would that be?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's very good, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good day, ma, and welcome to My Eloquence Journey.
Thank you so much. Good day.
Good day, ma. I have some questions here for you on your eloquence journey. The first one is, which moment or lesson from day one stood out to you the most and why?
Okay, I can say it was after the presentation was the highlight for me because I didn't see it coming. And then after the presentation, there was a little correction in my head. I didn't feel it was anything, but I mean, coming for the course and the coaching, I noticed that, oh, this could be not a problem, but some kind of fine-tuning of how a public speech should be made. And it was a highlight for me, and I think that was commendable.
If you had to describe day one of my eloquence journey in one word, what would that be? Just a word.
Loaded.
Oh, I didn't see loaded coming, but I think I like that word.
Loaded.
Thank you very much, ma.
You're welcome.
But discovery is only the first step. This program is more than training, it is a breakthrough and a profound mindset shift. Overnight, the lessons from the Dean's class began to settle. Between the end of day 1 and the start of day 2, the hesitation we saw at the beginning began to vanish. Sare Ondo, Chidinma, and Ugochi weren't just learning techniques, they were finding their authority. The transformation is now in motion. To capture the final breakthrough and the results of this life-changing journey, we return to the studio with Abigail.
Hello, Miss Jessica.
Good afternoon.
Congratulations on completing the public speaking masterclass.
Thank you very much.
I want to ask you some questions.
Okay.
So my first question is, why did you choose the School of Eloquence?
Okay, it was a recommendation from a family friend who has been a member of the school. So,
okay. So my next question is, what area in public speaking have you improved on after the training?
Okay, I've really improved in my vocals, in my boldness, trying to face the crowd, because it has been a challenge for me facing audience. So I kind of improved very well, but way forward I know I'll do better.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you say your expectations were met?
Yes, very well, very well. But I wish to advance in more classes so I can be perfect.
Well,
thank you.
Hello, Miss Chidinma.
Hi.
Congratulations on completing the public speaking class.
Thank you.
I have some questions for you today. My number one question is, why did you choose the School of Eloquence?
Okay, so as you grow in career, you get to a level where a lot of public speaking is expected from you, either to address the audience, or you have to make some speech in the boardroom, or you will need to talk to people, I mean, in an exposed environment where you have a lot of crowd and you need to address people or motivate people to do something. So there's need for the fine-tuning and being skillful about it so that you can be able to send the right message.
All right. So my next question is, what areas in public speaking have you improved on after completing the training?
Okay, so I think my body composure, my body movement, my facial expression, the way my eye contact, the way I contact and I connect with my audience, the body movement, not being too stiff, not holding on to the lectern, and a lot has been learnt in 2 days, and I'm really impressed.
Okay, so would you say the expectations you had before you came, would you say they were met?
Oh, sure. The expectations were met in a very short time. I expected that before I could be able to grab something, it would take maybe 2 or 3 sessions. But I mean, even on the first day, it was, like I said earlier, it was loaded, and I have a lot of take-homes, and there are a lot of improvements in my second public speech today. Yeah, there was a lot of improvements. So I have a lot to take home, and I'm impressed. Yeah.
So would you recommend the course to other people?
Oh, I've actually done that. I have 2 people that are already coming. Maybe the next session in February. Yeah, and one said in March. So I've already done that already. Yeah, I'm impressed. Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations once more.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Mr. Edward.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Congratulations on completing the public speaking masterclass.
Thank you.
I would love to ask you some questions. My number one question is, why did you choose the School of Eloquence?
Yeah, I chose School of Eloquence because when I wanted to improve my public speaking, and I was trying to find out which of the center or which of the institute is very good or can be able to cater for my need. I went online and searched, and I got some names. So when I checked their profile and tried to know where they specialize in, I saw that School of Eloquence was well positioned for what I wanted to get, and was more advanced. Yeah, and even when I tried to search for the preference, the search result shows School of Eloquence first. Okay. So at the end of the day, I find out about School of Eloquence. I asked some of my friends, and I get one person that told me that he's aware of the place, and the place is actually good, and that is the only place in Lagos where you can actually get well trained in terms of eloquence. And you try to tell me about the owner of the place and who he is, and I will say, okay, that is actually a place and that I really need it to go.
So what area of public speaking would you say you have improved on after completing the training?
Yeah, completing this training, I improved. I was coming in as, which word would I use to describe I was coming? I was coming as a total novice without any clue about public speaking, and I have many lapses, and I have many lapses here, from stage fright to unstructured speaking. I don't have any idea about speaking or presenting actually, but after the completion of this class, I think I'm going home with idea of what public speaking is all about, and how to engage my audience, and how to structure my speech, and what is expected of me from the audience, and what I'm expecting from the audience. What to give the audience, and how to structure it, and how to refine it, or how to present it better. And in a long way, in my own profession, which is architecture and construction, it's a long way to actually help me to communicate my designs better, unlike before, where I've struggled. I don't have a clue on how to present my design to my clients. Yes.
So would you say the expectations you had before coming were met?
Yes, I would say yes. Yeah, because the expectation I was having before coming here, they were met. Yeah, and I will say that in this way. If I did not participate in this program, yes, I might be probably thinking that, because how am I going to overcome stage fright and all those things? But most of those things is more of psychological than how we understand it to be. And coming here and meeting with Mr. Esen Obon face to face, and how he take me through the process, I discovered that actually I can, have the power to overcome the stage fright and everything. And he gave me the basic I need. Yes. So it's made in a way, because the basic thing and the bottom line of everything is to overcome it completely, totally, is to practice, and practice, which is, I know, is very, but the basic expectation, I know they are made 100%.
So would you recommend the course to other people?
Of course, sure. I have a lot of people in my mind that I have to recommend this course for, because, and I believe that as I'm going out, at least the difference I will make around my colleague and around the people, my peers, I think they should be able to, be surprised and probably it's a place for me to. It's my place to recommend a place here and tell them how the journey was and how it is, and to be able to guide others as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you so much.
2 days. One undeniable shift. What began as a challenge has become a triumph. Sari Ondo, Chidinma, and Ugochi have proven that when you choose the School of Eloquence, you aren't just attending a class, you are beginning again. They leave here today not just as learners, but as speakers ready to command any stage.
Speak with power.
Speak with power.
This has been my eloquence journey. One journey. Total transformation. Your path to mastery begins here at the School of Eloquence.
Speak with power.
My name is Mrs. Osage Cynthia. I've been teaching for 14 years now. I see teaching as a vocation and a way of, giving back to the society, helping children who are struggling with their education to grow and find their path in life. As a mother, I want the best for my children, and giving back to children in the society, helping them to find their potentials, helping them to find their path, gives me joy. I see that, in fact, it's a passion for me. I love teaching as a profession, and in fact, I see that even as a hobby, basically. Yes. When I see children who struggled during the course of their years, because I teach in a secondary school, they struggled, but by the time they get into the higher institution, you see them doing very well, and at the end of the day, they come back and say, Mrs. Osage, you were part of my success story. So it gives me joy, So that's why this keeps me going and it helps me to do more. There was even a time a child sent me a text message and said, Mrs. Osage, I'm now a medical doctor. I never thought in my years, because I teach biology, I never thought that in my years I could become a medical doctor because I struggled. But you kept me going, you helped me, you told me, don't give up, you can do this. And that inspired me to become a medical doctor, And today she's a medical doctor and doing very well in the medical field.
I would rather say I'm born to teach because I derive pleasure seeing me instill value into people and seeing them carrying out, passing it to the next generation. It's most appealing to me as a teacher. And what you really make out of people, that's what really stands for me, and it has been a key point to me that it's not about the finances. Like we know in our countries today, they don't really value the teacher, they look down on the teacher. But you being a person that you don't look down on yourself, you want to put in and create an avenue for people to explore in their giving God's talents. I don't see the need why many people should not venture into that profession. It's a cool profession, and it's not basically within the four walls of the classroom. You can go all the way. As I'm talking to you, I'm teaching you, and I learn from you. It's a give and take situation. So it's not just a one-way thing. We are far beyond the traditional system of teaching. And now even within the comfort of your home, you can be educated. You can receive education. Be it online teaching or offline teaching, education is just the key. But the core value is to instill in you the value which you need to carry on to the next generation.
My name is Mrs. Ifoma Okolo from Anambra State. Over 25 years. At the beginning, like young lady, when I finished secondary school, my mind is not going to teaching. My mind was that, go to all those kind of courses, architecturing, pharmacy, and the rest. So I decided to say, okay, let me go for architecturing. But then, fortunately, My dad is he's late now, Leonard, and then he had a friend in one of the college of education in Delta State. He said, instead of you to be waiting to take JAMB, because it's not like now that before you even do the WAEC, they are taking JAMB. So we now take WAEC before JAMB. So he said, you've done your WAEC. Instead of waiting to take JAMB, why not just come in the college of education? So I entered. So when I entered, I started with mathematics, physics, education. So after that, maybe that was what made me now say, why will you now, after this one, now go to... So I continued with education courses. From there, went into my degree, education courses. When I look at my students, I feel that this is my life. That I can't even imagine myself going to do something else, like something that doesn't have to do with human being. So I feel that I need to mold these ones, because when I will be talking to them, I will just be picturing them in my mind, their eyes and everything. I say, this is where I belong. I have to look at these girls, especially because that is where I am now. My students are what inspired me to really say, I don't need to leave this profession.
A new day dawns, full of possibilities. Take the first step towards your dreams. Empower your mind with positive thoughts. Achieve more. Make a difference in someone's life today. Impossibility is nothing.
Welcome to Inspire Her on the Achievement Channel, Nigeria's first and only 100% motivational TV station, broadcasting from the School of Eloquence studio here in Ikoyi, Lagos. This is the space where women come to learn, grow, and be inspired to live with purpose, confidence, and intention. Today's episode is one every woman needs to hear. Building wealth in your prime earning years. These are the years when our energy, creativity, and opportunities are at their peak, but also when discipline and intentionality matter the most. We'll be exploring how to make your financial prime truly count, from knowing your worth and in negotiating better to investing wisely, diversifying income streams, and building wealth that creates freedom and not just comfort. And joining me in this empowering conversation are two phenomenal women who bring both wisdom and experience to the table. First, Esther Evodage, a finance professional, entrepreneur, and mentor who's passionate about helping women take charge of their money and their mindset. And Ngozi Ochuba, a pharmacist, wellness advocate, and midlife reinvention coach who believes true wealth is holistic, encompassing health, happiness, and financial independence. Together, we'll unpack how to use your most productive years to create the life and legacy you truly deserve. All right, so welcome to another episode here on Inspire Her, and today we are talking about money, building wealth, and the beautiful ladies I have in the studio here, they look like money and wealth. And they'll be teaching us how to build wealth today. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
You both look lovely.
Thank you, and you too.
Yeah. All right, so today we're talking about building wealth in your prime years. And when I heard the topic, the first thing that came to my mind was, I make money. But what is wealth, right? What do we understand when someone says build wealth? Okay, so let's start the conversation from there so that anyone who's listening to us right now understands what it means. Because I make money, but this time around, we want to understand what it means to build wealth. So, Madam Ngozi, you look like wealth. She looks like wealth as well, but your smile, let me start the conversation with you. What does it mean to build wealth?
I'll say building wealth means growing your financial resources. Not just any money, but increasing your money and multiplying your money for your financial freedom.
Interesting.
So that's what it takes to build wealth.
Interesting. Do you want to say something?
I think she captured it well. I mean, like she just said, I like the word intentional. I use it a lot because I think it captures, how things should be done. Being intentional, growing your resources, your financial assets, growing it, keeping it, increasing what you keep at every point and multiplying it as you go on over time.
Okay. So we're talking about building wealth in our prime years. So my question will be, how do we understand our prime years and how do we make wealth in those years?
I'll say your prime years are your productive years. They are between the ages of 30 to 50. Because that's when you are most productive.
Okay.
That's when you experience a spike in your salary. That's when you get promotions. That's when you can easily change job just at the snap of your fingers. So your financial prime is often between your 30s and 50s.
Okay.
Because that's the most productive years of your life. Those are the years where your income seems to be at its highest. Those are the years when you start settling. Those are the years when you get good jobs and you can easily change job just at the snap of your fingers and step into something higher. Those are the time you are getting certification, acquiring tools, and so on. So those years of your life, they are very important. And what you do with them will determine whether you will walk into financial freedom or not. So those are not the years to toy with at all if you want to build wealth for the future. So you must be very careful at those seasons of your life. I know somebody may argue and say there are people who started late, maybe in their 60s, and yet they still built wealth. But my question to such a person would be, why would you want to wait till you are 50 or 60 before you build wealth? Why would you not take advantage of your prime? Because your prime period or prime years, they are very essential, they are very important. The yield that your investment will give you in your prime, you cannot compare it to what your investment will give you when you start to build wealth in your 50s or 60s. So that is why you must be very careful. The choices that you make at those years of your life, it will determine how your future will
turn out.
Yes. And that is when we say peak earning is equals to peak opportunity. Because those years of your life, they are very vital. That is when you experience a spike in your income. So you have to be very careful at those years of your life. I remember when I was in my prime, I just had my son and my baby was 3 months old. And my husband said to me, go and do your master's. And I was like, I just had a baby. This is the time I want to rest. My husband insisted that you must go for your master's. And I'm happy I did at that time.
Yes.
I would take my son to school with the driver and my helper. I will come out of the classroom, breastfeed my son, and go back. All the lecturers, they were so fond of me. They liked me because they saw the Z in me.
Yes.
And I was happy I did that because that was my prime. And at that place where I did my MBA, I met a gentleman who said to me, he will always refer to me as woman. Woman, what are you doing in that old generation bank? That you shouldn't be there, that you need to move to a new generation bank. And I said to him, let me be done with this certification. And the moment we finished that program, he said, can I have your CV? Because he was already working in a new generation bank. And I went for that interview. I did very well. And I tell you, that was a turning point in my life.
Wow.
So that is why I say your prime years, they are the period you easily change jobs. So you don't joke with it. Now, for you to be able to make your prime years count, there are some things you need to know. You must avoid lifestyle creeps. It's very important. You don't say because you earn more, so you must spend more. You have to be very careful at those stages of your life. That is when you must know what your cash flow is. Know how much you earn, how much you spend. Then you must make sure you have a budget that will guide your spending. That will help you. And avoid emotional and impulse buying. Because those are the things that will distract you at those periods of your life. Then fight the urge to upgrade. I always say this particular conversation is very important for any woman who is between 30, 40 and 50, because don't joke with this season of your life. It's very key. When you see people who have probably retired and you see that they are living peacefully, a lot of them, they took care of their prime years.
Yes, lots of sacrifices involved.
Yes. And that period of your life is so important. Don't upgrade anything. Not when there's a little rise in your salary. That's when you decide that you need to change your car. You need to change your location where you are living. You need to go on vacation. There is time for everything. So you have to be very careful at that season of your life. That season of your life is also when you must learn to be consistent. You start early to save. Be consistent in your saving. It will help you. And at that period of your life, you must learn to diversify. Diversify your investment. Don't put all your investment in one portfolio. You must spread your risk. Every wise person knows that you don't put all your investment in one portfolio. Spread your investment across sectors, across geographies, across, invest in stocks, mutual funds, real estate, entrepreneurship. Be careful with your investments. And make sure, as much as you can, you review your performance on every 6 to 12 months.
So you know how
you know how you are doing. This is very important. So people should not play with their prime years, because your prime years is your determining year. I don't know how to explain it better, but I'm stressing it because I know that if you miss that season of your life, before you recover from setback or market dips, it will take you time.
And some might never recover.
Some might never recover. I also say this because in my prime, I invested in stock and I lost money. I felt bad, but I was happy because I still had years ahead of me to work, to be able to recoup. So that is why you cannot compare your investments in your prime to that in your later years.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll say on that.
Okay. Ngozi, do you have anything to say?
Well, I think she's captured most of it. Investing in your prime, knowing that it is now. For peradventure, somebody is listening and you're already 50 and you've not been doing that, I think you shouldn't be deterred as well. Now could still be your time. It's better to start late than saying it's too late to start, because you don't even know how long you're going to live. If you don't start now and you happen to live up to 100, what happens? What are you going to fall back on for the next 50 years? And like she said, that is when you earn more. And it's not just about earning, it's also about what am I keeping, what am I saving, and this is my savings, how am I going to multiply it? You understand? That is what building wealth is all about. And why are you doing that? Because you want financial freedom. That time when you will be weak That time when you're not ready to run around, even if you are, you won't even be able to run around as much anymore. If you invest in mutual funds, for example, for 10 years, and somebody else invests in the same fund for 25 years, obviously, you know the person that has invested for 25 years is going to cash up much bigger than you. So the earlier you start, so it's easier when you're young, actually. She talked a lot about lifestyle inflation. Because you get a paycheck, you move from
it's time to upgrade.
You move from Sulere to Banana Island straight away. Then you start paying all the expenses, and you find out that you are even struggling with all you are earning. You know, I hear of people who buy those range, and at the end of the day, they can't even buy fuel to put in the range. Meanwhile, that money, if you had invested it, you know how much yield you get every year from it.
Interesting. So while she was talking, she talked about salary upgrade, which you also mentioned. So my question is, for some individuals, they're asking, how then do I've not gotten a promotion, but how then do I ask my employer about a raise in my salary? You talked about that's the year, or those are the years that promotions come. But if for someone who's watching us right now, the person hasn't gotten a raise, they are still within that range, how then do they ask? How then do they make that move, knowing that this is my prime years and this is the time for me to ask for a raise?
What I would say on that is that strategic salary negotiation is not greed, it's not arrogance. Is being strategic. And if you are a young person, you must know how to negotiate strategically. If you are going for salary negotiation, for you to be strategic, you must know what people in your role, your level and industry are earning. You must do your homework, your research properly. You don't go into negotiating salary with emotion. You go fully armed with data. So you walk into that conversation armed with your data and speak with boldness, speak with confidence, and speak with power. You don't go there and be apologizing. But like I said, for you to speak with boldness and negotiate strategically, you must have done your research very well. It's very important to do your research. Then another thing is to prepare your value narrative. You don't go into negotiating salary without knowing your value narrative. You must be able to frame your value narrative around impact, initiative, and growth. So what you are telling your employer is that you know your worth. So on impact, you must be able to say how you helped save from how you helped the company, you know, move from X to Y. On initiative, you must be able to say how you led projects that save the company XYZ amount. Let's say 50,000 US dollar, for instance. And on growth, what they want to hear is for you to state how you upskilled in areas that are tied to team performance. Those are the things the people want to hear. So you must be strategic. You must prepare yourself very well before you go for salary negotiation. That is very key. Then know the right time to negotiate. You don't go negotiating for salary during company-wide layoff. You don't negotiate for salary maybe when you have just received an offer letter. The right time to negotiate is when you have just be given before you accept your offer, when you are taking up a new role or responsibility, when your role or responsibility expands, during performance review, when there's a big win or It could be maybe you have finished a successful project. Those are the right time to negotiate. You don't go when the company is having challenges to negotiate salary. Then, apart from that, you must negotiate the entire package. When you go for salary negotiation, don't be fixed on salary. There are areas to negotiate. If you are a young person and you are watching this program, please listen to this. When your employer says, I cannot move on salary, you must ask your employer which area of this compensation package are negotiable. Negotiate bonuses, negotiate stock and equity, equity and stock options, negotiate your retirement benefits, negotiate your flex time or work option. Those are areas you can negotiate. So don't just go and be fixed on salary. There are other areas that you can negotiate. And above all, make sure that you upskill. It's very important. At every point of your life, get certification. Go for leadership training. Speak up at meetings. Don't go there and keep quiet. Speak up at high-stake conversation or discussion. So generally, by so doing, I think you are good. That's what I'll say on that.
Well said. Build yourself up so that you can get what you want at the table.
Okay. So, Madam Ngozi, how then do you advise individuals to invest? Now, talking about smart investing, because for some of them, it's the salary way, which she mentioned. But in terms of investment, how then do they go about it? Because someone is listening to us and that individual is a salary earner, and the person is asking, how then do I invest in other ways? Because she's talked about, mentioned so many things. But how then do they invest?
Okay. For a salary earner, the money comes in every month. So at least you're sure you're earning every month. As far as there's money coming in, you should always be able to. We've talked about living below your earnings. You don't eat up everything. You don't spend everything. So you begin to take out a percentage. And like we said, saving should be consistent. You begin to save. By the time you have this money saved up, you start investing this money so that this money can begin to earn as well. So you start growing your money. And there are so many things to invest in. You can decide to invest in the money market. The mutual funds are usually the easiest one can start with, because no matter how small your earnings are, with as low as 5,000, you can key into the mutual markets, mutual funds, the money markets. Then you must also think of diversifying your income. If you're just earning salary, that might not be enough, because we are talking about building wealth. Look at your income like a table. A table that is resting on just one leg, which is an income, is a very unstable table.
Very.
Any small thing happens, that table will give way. So you have to look how to diversify your income. So look at your income as like 4 tables. Earn from 4 different areas of your life. You could have a side business or a side hustle, like they call it here. You go to work, but there are some other things people approach you to help them with. For example, your friends come to you for makeup because you're very good with it. You can start a weekend makeup business. Weekends are for weddings. So you can take advantage of that. People come to you to help them review their projects. So you can also begin to earn from things like that, consultation, and so many things. Then you could also earn digitally if you can make ebooks. Some of us have a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, and we are not tapping into it. Do you know what it means to have a book online and on Amazon, and it means you're earning in foreign exchange every day? The simple things you do, even for those who cook. Do you know they make ebooks on menus and so many things, and they put it out there, and they are earning every day. And you know that when we talk about building wealth, we're talking about you even making money
while you're
sleeping. So if digital assets, it's one. We've talked about keying into the money market. Mutual funds is another. Then there are also other investment opportunities. Of course, I know that people can also decide to go into trading. You can work and still trade. A lot of people are trading online. When I mean trade, I mean even selling commodities, selling things, selling shoes, selling bags. A lot of young ladies, holidays, they don't just sit back. They go into the market, they find out products, they put this thing online and their friends buy from them. That way, they're able to have, more inflow. So the more money you get, then the more you can build your portfolio. You have more money to invest. So you don't just earn, and because you started earning more doesn't mean you should start eating more. Because the reason why you want to earn more is because you now want to build a portfolio. You want to build your wealth, so you're able to invest more.
All right. So we'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation on building wealth. Don't go away.
Do you feel terrified when speaking before a group? Are you stressed when asked to present? Do you bore people when speaking? Are you stuck with reading word for word? How do you give a speech with polish? Learn how at the School of Eloquence,
the home of public speaking. Attend our practical coaching in public speaking. Call 0802 303 2066 or log on to schoolofeloquence.org.
School of Eloquence, teaching the world to speak.
All right, so welcome back. We're still talking about building wealth. We were talking about smart investment, making money while you rest. And Madam Ngozi says so many things on that. I know Madam Esther has some things to say.
Ngozi has spoken so well on it. But just to add
to what she has said.
Things to what she has said. You see, investing smartly is ensuring that your money works for you while you sleep. And it's very important for you to understand that your money must appreciate in terms of dividend and also in a compounding way, because that's when you unlock the powers to work less, stress less, and live more. So that's why it's important to understand that you need to invest smartly. And the way to do that, or some of the ways you can do that, is to start early and be consistent. We talked about that before, but just re-emphasizing that again. You must start early and you must be consistent, and you must think ownership over consumption. It's very important. Think long term over short term. Yes, and think consistency over complexity. These are the ways you can help guide, how you invest your money smartly. And most importantly, it is good for you to ensure that you abide the habit of saving automatically. I said it in one of our episodes where we talked about money smart, hustle strong. If you are somebody who is not disciplined, it's good for you to learn to invest your money automatically by setting up an automatic savings account where the system would credit you at the end of a particular month. Maybe you specify the time, when your salary comes in, and you give a standing instruction that on so and so day, sweep the sum of XYZ into a designated account. And you have to be disciplined. Don't go there and start withdrawing. And if you know that you are the type who would, be tempted to go there and make withdrawal, put a lien on that account. So that will help, discipline you and guide your savings. So that's very important. And what that also automatic saving does is that it removes it removes pressure from making that decision to save from you. And it makes your wealth building process bulletproof.
Consistent.
Yes, so that's what that automatic saving does. And you try and build emergency fund. I've said it before, emergency fund is important. Build it for 3 to 6 months to take care of your living expenses, so that in case there is a job loss or maybe salary drop in income, at least everybody around you don't know that you have a problem. You'll be able to cope before you pick up again. So that's why that emergency fund is very important. Then, as much as you can, try to have various income streams. It's very important for you to do that. Ngozi talked extensively on that. You can earn income in so many ways. You can do side hustle, freelance lancing. Then you can earn income through entrepreneurship, real estate,
digital opportunities.
Yes, digital opportunities are there. People are creating content and making money. Some are running courses online. You know, affiliate marketing is there. So there are so many ways. Take advantage of all that, you know. So that way you will be investing smartly. And don't forget, like I keep saying, review progress every 6 to 12 months. Review what you are doing and know when to make necessary adjustments. So with all this and what Ngozi has said, I believe you'll be able to invest smartly.
All right. So one final word for the woman out there talking about smart investing, talking about building wealth. Let's go with it.
Okay. For the woman out there, I would say, if you've not started, please start now. No matter what age it is, just assume it's still your prime.
Yes.
Little saving is better than no savings at all. And really, to everyone, especially we women, it takes discipline. You must be disciplined. You must have made up your mind where you want to end, how you want to end. You don't want to end in penury. You don't want to be waiting for, you know, what do you call it, handouts when you are in your weakest stage of life. You should have built over time, so you have something to fall back on. So you start now.
All right. Start now. What about you?
I'll say be consistent. Start early.
Be consistent. Start now. Start early. What an empowering conversation this has been. Wealth isn't built by chance. It is built by choice, by consistency, and by courage. Your prime earning years are your most powerful years. The time to make smart decisions, develop multiple streams of income, and invest not just in assets, but in yourself. To every woman watching, remember, financial freedom is not about having it all. It's about having enough to live on your terms, give generously, and sleep peacefully, knowing you have built wisely. A heartfelt thank you to my amazing co-hosts Esther Ebodage and Ngozi Ochuba for sharing their valuable insights today. Remember to follow us on all our platforms at Achievement Channel on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for more inspiring content and updates. Don't forget to use our hashtag #WeSeePossibilities and share your thoughts with us.
Is Usayo Awoyebi. I'm an investment banker. Keep watching Achievement Channel.
My name is Mrs. Chinyere Akabusi. I am CEO of GSA Prohara. Keep watching Achievement Channel. It's a motivational channel. Thank you.
Solomon Oye said is my name. I'm the company secretary of Zikis Allied Industries PLC. Keep watching Achievement Channel. God bless you.
Your ideas are brilliant, but can you express them with power? In today's world, your voice is your edge. Whether it's that promotion, investor pitch, interview, or keynote, the difference is how you speak. Welcome to the School of Eloquence, Nigeria's premier public speaking academy. With over 20 years of experience and thousands trained, we've transformed shy minds into stage-ready leaders. Led by Abong Essien, CSP, West Africa's only globally certified speaking professional. From boardrooms to parliament, from NYSC to the C-suite, we've helped voices rise. Now it's your turn. Speak with power. Transform your career. The School of Eloquence. Ikoyi, Lagos, www.schoolofeloquence.org. Enrollment now open. Your voice. Your power. Your time is now.
We
wear their khaki. But we carry more than just a bag. We carry dreams, grit, and a will to serve. This is Corporscan, rising to serve, rising to lead.
Hello and welcome to Corporscan, the show that inspires and empowers young Nigerians to make the most of their NYSC journey and beyond. I'm your host Priscilla, and you're watching us on the Achievement Channel, Nigeria's first and only 100% motivational television station, broadcasting from the School of Eloquence studios in Ikoyi, Lagos. Today's topic is one we all feel: soft life, hard work, finding balance in the hustle. Everybody wants the soft life, but what does it really mean? Comfort, peace, or just vibes? In a world where hustle never sleeps, how do you keep your grind going without burning out or losing your joy? Joining me today are two amazing guests who are finding that balance every day. Adeyola Nafisat Fumilayo is a passionate young woman serving at the School of Eloquence. She believes communication is power and continues to inspire others to use their voice with confidence and purpose. And Imafidon Abigail is a creative communicator and storyteller with a degree in mass communication from Redeemers University. She's passionate about using media and fame to inspire and educate, proof that creativity and hard work can truly coexist. Together, we'll explore what it means to chase success and still live softly without losing yourself in the process. Stay tuned. This is going to be a fun and inspiring conversation.
This is Corporscan, rising to serve, rising to lead.
Welcome, Abigail and Nafisa. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me too. Everybody wants the soft life, but what does soft life really mean to you? Is it money, peace, or just vibes?
Well, thank you for that question. For me, I think soft life goes beyond money. Of course, everybody wants money. I want money.
Yeah.
That's why you have to work hard. To me, soft life is finding balance and peace of mind. So even when we are working hard, you are meant to rest.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are working so hard and you cannot rest, there's nothing soft life thing about that.
True.
So if you have that money and you are rich and you cannot even have the leverage of taking few hours break, to me that's not even soft life. It's as if no, you are just punishing yourself, because how can you be working for probably a very long time and you cannot even take a few days off? So soft life goes beyond just money. It's about finding balance between making money and taking a break. That's what soft life means to me. When you are working hard, you have to at least take a deep breath and pause. So soft life is that for me. Money is actually very important.
Yeah.
There's no soft life without money. But at least you should be able to find balance between making money and taking a break. So without doing all the hard work and everything, you should be able to take a break. You should be able to pause. So to me, that's soft life. My definition of soft life is finding balance and having peace of mind. So when you are doing that hard labor, you should be able to take a break when necessary.
Okay, thank you so much. Abigail, what do you think?
So to me, soft life, as she said, is just like finding balance between your comfort and then your productivity. That's like, as you are working, also like find time to like take breaks in between.
Yeah.
Just go outside, touch grass, ensure that you're having peace of mind.
Yeah.
And to me, soft life to me is also being able to afford the little things that I want. It's not like it's not about having the whole money in the whole world, but like being able to afford some little things. I think that's what soft life means to me.
Yeah, okay. That's great. Moving on, I have another question. These days, it feels like if you are not hustling, you are slacking. How do you keep your grind going without burning out or losing your joy?
That's a very deep one.
Yeah.
Because to be very honest, the society we find ourselves, when you see other people hustling, and you at least, even when you are hustling, and you are not like meeting up to what like other people are doing in terms of hustling, you see yourself as, at times you ask yourself, are you sure I'm doing the right thing? Hope I'm not a failure. There are questions that you keep asking yourself. But the truth about hustling is that you should not compare what, for example, if you have a friend and you guys also together, started hustling together, and boom, the person just like rise and everything like that. I think everybody's journey is different from each other. So comparing journeys will only just drain you and make you feel very bad. And to start giving you a lot of thinking to do. At times you overthink. When you're hustling, you have to take a step back, as in relax. Look at where you start from and where you are presently. There's some things that I'm very sure that when you go down the memory lane, you're able to see that you actually tried your very best. You're not slacking. But in society we find ourselves today, there's no way you will know, like find yourself comparing yourself to other people that is hustling. So no hustling does not necessarily means you are slacking off. But the society we have today make people believe that if they are not really hustling, that's like, in the sense that to be able to afford the little things of life, you have to hustle.
Yes.
You have to come out of that your comfort zone. You have to do that. So you have, even if it's little, you just have to have something like up. You just have to be up and running. You have to have something that you're actually doing. Okay, for example, I said something about 9 to 5. So there are some people that their only source of income is 9 to 5. We have some people that they have other sources of income apart from 9 to 5. So at times, as a 9 to 5 person, if you see someone that has an entrepreneurship business apart from 9 to 5, you cannot compare the income the income of that person to you, that the only source of income is 9 to 5. And at times when you, for example, let's say, okay, the person just randomly said something about starting entrepreneurship or having a business. You were there when the person like just said the idea, and you were there when the person just started the business. And probably a year down the line or 6 months down the line, when you notice the growth of that person, for someone like you that you're just like the only source of income is just 9 to 5, you question yourself like, I should have just also, I should have just go into this entrepreneurship also. Because and one thing is that the reason because that person did business and the person, he or she, is able to succeed in it, does not mean that if you do the same, you'll be able to succeed in it. That's just the point. So doing that does not mean you are slacking off. And I think also hustling, and put it that way, means different things to different people. So that's it.
Okay, thank you so much. Abigail, what do you think?
I think I will go with the word finding balance again. In as much as the country we find ourselves, you have to like hustle hard to like buy the basic things. I feel like as much as you are working, I think you also find time to rest and all. I also like find time to like do little things for myself. Be it like things that I enjoy. Like for me now, I really enjoy reading, like watching movies. So if I've worked hard for the day, even it's just reading a chapter or watching an episode, I try, because that's like, it helps me like settle down after the long day stress. Because if you are thinking about it, if you just keep thinking about surviving, I promise you are going to crash out so bad. So instead of overthinking, overworking yourself, also like find time to like balance. Create balance, like do things that you like. And she also mentioned the point that if you also like see others like maybe your age mates like doing better than you, I won't like that thoughts will always come up. But it's just you just have to like find a way to not like those thoughts like override your sense of this thing. And yes, exactly. So that's just
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We've listened to some insights from Abigail and Nafisat on how they find their own work-life balance, and we'll come back after this short break.
wear their khaki. But we carry more than just a bag. We carry dreams, grit, and a will to serve.
This is Corpuscan, rising to serve, rising to lead.
Welcome to the Corpus Can program, where we have Nafisat and Abigail share their insights on how you balance your work life and your free time. Nafisat here told us about not having peer pressure while you are working and how you balance the 9 to 5 and also your free time, and also talked about entrepreneurship. And Abigail also gave more insights on the questions. So moving on, do you ever feel bad for resting? Like taking a nap or chilling makes you unproductive? How do you handle that guilt?
Honestly, I won't lie. Like, yes, most time when I'm supposed to like be working, I know like maybe I have a task to do, and let's say I'm tired, but if I don't rest, I might not give that task my all. So it's just better for me to like just like take a break, maybe for some minutes, and then continue with the task. Because if I don't, I promise you, once I complete that task, even the outcome, you yourself, you are not going to like it. So it's very, very essential, no matter how busy, like definitely we'll be busy. No matter how busy we are, it's very essential we take breaks, because if you don't take breaks, you're going to crash out so bad. So it's very, very essential that you take break. And don't feel guilty about it, because once you break down, you still have yourself to blame. So it's just better, as much as you can, take breaks in between and then go back to do whatsoever you are doing.
Okay, what does taking break mean to you? Like, what do you do?
Taking breaks, for me, when I want to rest, I most time like rest with maybe by listening to music. Just help me put my mind at ease, like not doing anything. Sometimes I even just like go off my phone, just keep my phone somewhere, just lie down somewhere, just rest. Not just like just to like for the meantime.
For me, I think you asked the question like, do I ever feel guilty?
Guilty, yeah.
Of course I do, but there are some breaks that I don't feel guilty for, because they're actually very much needed. It says that some people believe that being busy means being valuable, which is not.
Not all the time.
Not all the time. At times, rest is also very productive, because when you rest, your mind works better. Like your creativity come out much more better, because you've taken. It's like you take a deep breath. I don't know. There's an exercise that I think medically you take. They say inhale and exhale. So at times when it's like taking a pause. Like, okay, everything is up. Just calm down, take a pause down. Then okay, fine. You can even if it's just 1 minute. That inhaling and exhaling. When you do that, when you finish it, you notice that you feel much better. So rest is also productive, because after rest, the work you do after that rest, you cannot compare it to the one you do it before the rest. But a lot of people has made us believe that the only valuable time is when being busy means being valuable, which is not. But to me, when you rest, you are much more productive after than even our body. Our body needs rest. Our body tells us when we need rest, but most of us are stubborn. Like I think I'm part of them. You know, like maybe I've been working since morning, and probably I'm just about to finish whatever it is, like rounding up whatever it is. But at that time, I know that I meant to take a break. I was like, this thing is almost done. Let me just finish it and rest. I do that a lot. And at times, the body, even when the body say no, you just have to. But at times, the body will say no, I'm not doing anything. At this point, the body will just break down. That's where the problem begins. So all these illness and everything start from all these small signs. I think rest is very important. Taking a 30 seconds or 30 minutes nap goes a very long way. A lot of us do not even sleep up to 8 hours. Normal 8 hours you are meant to sleep. Because you get home very late in the night. And you are up early the following day. And that pattern rotates each other every day. So at times when I take a break, I don't feel guilty. At times I will like, see, there's nothing that I want to do. I'm not doing anything again. At this point, I'm resting. So I think there's some break, but you know, some people rest, take too much rest, and at times it leads to being lazy. You see it as laziness. So they just take that break or rest, just use it to like as a shield for being lazy, which is not meant to be. But some parts, everybody needs rest. No matter how hardworking you are, you have to take a break. So that's it.
Yeah, I also wanted to chip in. But she already said like the ultimate rest should like be at night when you are back from work. Like sometimes the Lagos that we are in now, you might be like encounter traffic at time and you're not able to like meet up with your 8 hours of sleep. But I wanted to see that 8 hours of sleep is like also really, really essential. That's what I wanted to like say.
Okay, thank you so much, Anke. Also, if you had one soft life tip to give to other couples, something simple that makes you happy and sane, what would it be?
For couples, it's just the simple set. I'll say, live your life. Protect your peace.
Okay.
NYSC here can be very, 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 very stressful. It's not even can be. It is very stressful.
Yeah. Aside the camp life.
To me, a lot of people have all their whole life, they have never been stressed before. The only time they are stressed is during their NYSC service. Because I think NYSC here pushes everybody out of their comfort zone.
True.
So some people that are used to this soft life, no stress, everything. There's no way you'll be an NYSC member, a core member, you not stress. There's no way. At one point in time, you will stress. So I think my own is live your life and protect your peace. So there are some things that you like. I would say, transform your challenges into opportunities. I used to say that you face challenges during NYSC, but make sure you transform that challenges into opportunities.
Learn as much as
opportunities. Learn as much as you can. Gather all the experience you can ever get. Because there are some opportunities that after the whole NYSC stuff, you may not see it again. Those experiences, these days, I think no employer wants to start from the very scratch, training an employee. They want someone that has experience, even little knowledge about what they are coming to do. So imagine you just being employed into an organization and they just notice that you don't even know anything about even the job and anything, the job description. They are busy with other things. They have a lot of works to do. So to them, starting over and like taking a break and start teaching you from the basic is like pulling them back. There's a saying that say the only thing you need is just idea. Just have an idea. So a lot of people just build their life on the ideas, and from there, that's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Nafisat.
So I believe what I'm about to say, I'm speaking for about, let me say 75 to 80% of couples. I believe that our NYSC, this is the first time most of us are working in like an organization per se. We've never done 9 to 5 before, so it might really like take a big toll on us, although it is preparing us for real life per se. But like since it's our first time, we might find it hard. And so my babe, my guy, whenever you can rest, please do. And one soft life tip I will give, like, in as much as you are busy, find something you enjoy doing. Like, I know that we're all busy, but like, do not forget to like create things to create time for things you love. Don't forget to have fun. Definitely, we are hustling. There will always be bills to pay. But let me just say, once you collect that your 77k, if it's ice cream, you can buy for yourself. Buy ice cream. If it's shawarma, buy it for yourself, because there will definitely be bills to pay. So please, as much as frequent as you can, just make sure you just enjoy yourself, buy something for yourself. That's just
I would like to add to what she said. I would say enjoy the little things even just a few moments of life
Yeah.
in your life, make sure you enjoy it
As much as
like
NYSC
you
is
said.
stressful.
If they pay your halawi, remove 5,000 out of it.
Guys,
Chop
save,
chicken.
don't forget to save.
Exactly.
And invest.
So is your because it's very, very difficult. A lot of people use all their allowance on transport. Like there's practically nothing left. And that pattern will start from the first month of their service until they finish. Imagine finishing the whole 1 year, and you cannot even say, okay, fine. When you are now, you cannot create memories. You cannot gather anything. You cannot even say, this is something I did for myself during my NYSC. Is that bad? So as much as you are catering, because you are working for someone.
Yeah.
You are not a full-time employee of that organization. So it's like you are substituting in an organization. In as much as you are doing that, you are helping someone, you are working for, so you are catering for someone's job.
Also
cater for yourself. Cater for yourself. Take care of yourself. Even if it is just little things, it's very, very important.
Essential.
It matters. Yes.
Today's program is all about not just the camp experience, but also living outside camp, like having fun, getting more experiences. Also, it's not just having fun. You can also like register for online courses during your CDS, meet people, socialize. You know, you never know what happens after NYSC year. Also, as much as you have fun, please don't forget to save and invest. I mean, life after NYSC is not easy. You have to start hustling for jobs and all of that.
This is Corporate rising to serve, rising to lead.
What a refreshing conversation. Today we've learned that soft life isn't about escaping work. It's about working smart, protecting your peace and enjoying the journey. A big thank you to my guests, Nafisat Adeola and Emafidon Abigail, for reminding us that balance is the real flex. And to you watching, remember your hustle should build a life you actually love. Follow us on all social media platforms at Achievement Channel NG and keep the conversation going with the hashtag CorpersCan. Until next time, I'm Priscilla, reminding you deserve the soft life, but make sure your hard work makes it last. See you on the next episode of CorpersCan.
This is Corporate rising to serve, rising to lead.
My name is Comfort Coleman. It's a very English name, but for a very African woman. I'm the managing consultant of Nekego Resources Limited. We're into training and learning and development. Success is about impact. How much impact? And so I often say to people in class that it goes beyond success. It goes to significance. You can be successful without being significant, but you cannot be significant without being successful. So the first step is to be successful. That is, you set a goal and you achieve the goal. The next set is to be significant. Make an impact in your environment, touch lives, and make a difference. Interestingly, I teach presentation skills. And I say to people, number one is to be yourself, but be yourself with class. So learn to be yourself, relax, then practice with feedback. So practice before an audience, create your own audience, and let them give you critical and honest feedback. And then learn your subject well, know it well, so that when you stand up to speak, it can flow effortlessly. So practice, practice, practice. Practice with feedback. Be yourself. It's not the end of the world. Even if you make a mistake, you'll learn from it. And volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. Volunteer in your home, volunteer in your office, volunteer in your community. Because the more people you stand in front of them to speak, the better you are at it, and your confidence grows over time. Hello, Achievement Channel. Thank you so much for having me talk with you. Hello. Hooray, Achievement Channel. Lovely to meet you, folks. Keep the good work going. All the best.
My name is Alade Akinsonya. Begin to read. Begin to read. When you read and you have enough to say, then you have to start from somewhere. So begin to read. Thank you very much. Welcome.
I'm Dr. Fumi Akinyele. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Food Basket Foundation International, a nonprofit committed to nutrition and food security, poverty alleviation or eradication, and misery reduction. I would say that continuous learning, really. It's important to have a growth mindset and to give people the opportunity to learn, as well as identify the different ways that people learn. Because, everybody has a different learning style, but, giving people and even talent the opportunity to even identify the gifts that they have, harness it, and then, build on it. But I think that principle of continuous learning, personal growth and development, that's really key. Shout out to Achievement Channel. You guys have been fantastic. You've been here. You've been engaged. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
My name is Henry Onokoba. I'm a senior fellow and full-time faculty at Lagos Business School. And I spoke at this conference yesterday. First of all, it's about getting ready. How do you get ready? You have to learn what you are going to do. So you have to upskill yourself so that you have the competence to do what you are starting out to do. Fortunately for us, there are a lot of appliances out there that can help you to get a grasp of whatever you want to get into. And then also look for mentorship, because some people have gotten to where you are going to. And if you want to get there faster, you need some people to hold your hands and guide you on that journey. So learning, mentoring, and also attending conferences like this, where you can meet people and increase your network. Okay? Network with people and make friends, professional friendship that will help you in your career. Hello, everybody. This is Achievement Channel, your best channel in Lagos. Make sure you tune in. Thank you.
My name is Maria Maliko Mohammed, and I'm a professional and personal development professional. I think what it means is that you must constantly be in the state of readiness to learn something new. There's just so much disruption everywhere else in the world. We're getting disrupted by, technologies. We're getting disrupted by people, new skills that we have to learn. So really, this is what we need to do as professionals, to look at what is best practice, what is happening all over the world, and for us to be able to learn it and leapfrog and hopefully teach it to other people as well. Is constantly reading, constantly interacting with people, constantly asking questions.
Success is a journey, not a destination. Every great story begins with a spark, a dream, a challenge, a purpose to rise higher. On Journey to the Top, I'm here to guide you through the inspiring stories of those who turned obstacles into stepping stones and setbacks into comebacks. Every week, we'll dive into lessons of grit, growth, and greatness, equipping you with the motivation to scale your own heights. This is Journey to the Top, with me, Mr. Motivator. Only on the Achievement Channel, Nigeria's first all-motivational TV platform, broadcasting from the School of Eloquence in Lagos. Your journey starts now.
Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of Journey to the Top on the Achievement Channel. Proudly brought to you from the School of Eloquence Studios here in Lagos. And I must say, happy and prosperous New Year to you today, as we embark on a journey of inspiration, determination, and empowerment, setting the tone for a phenomenal 2025. As we begin this year, remember this: the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. This is your year to dream boldly, act fearlessly, and achieve abundantly. And so, to help us kickstart this transformative journey on Journey to the Top, we have a truly remarkable guest whose life and times and achievements epitomize vision, resilience, and purposeful leadership. Mazi Sam Ohabunwa is a name that resonates with excellence and impact. From his foundational roots as a pharmacist to becoming an industry titan and a national advocate for ethical leadership, his journey is proof of his enduring truth that success is not a game of chance, but it is by effort and hard work. His accolade speaks volumes. Officer of the Federal Republic, member of the Order of Niger, fellow of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, and a recipient of the National Productivity Order of Merit Award. In 1997, remarkably, Mazi led the first management buyout of Pfizer Incorporated shares from Pfizer Products PLC, transforming that company to what we now know today as Nimet International Pharmaceuticals, quoted on the stock exchange. And Mazi served meritoriously for nearly 2 decades with distinction as both CEO and chairman. But beyond these remarkable milestones, Mazi Sam Ohabunwa has won many hearts with grace and purpose. He is the former presidential aspirant on the platform of the PDP and is also the former president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, a former chairman of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, the NESG. And most importantly, and I think this is also dear to Mazi, is that he is the visionary founder of the Sam Ohabunwa Foundation for Economic Empowerment, SOFI. But for me, beyond the titles and achievements, he is simply the man I refer to as Uncle Sam, because he's been one of my closest mentors. And in my early days as a young publisher of the Achievers Manual, Uncle Sam not only granted me his time and wisdom through those interviews we had, but he also became one of the shoulders I proudly stood upon on my own journey to the top. So it's my pleasure to welcome as our very first guest on this live transforming motivational show, a trailblazer, a mentor, and a living inspiration, Mazi Sam Ohabunwa. Uncle Sam, you know, I probably would have to have written more than 5 volumes about you. It's truly a pleasure to have you on the Achievement Channel.
Thank you, Bong. You're almost making me blush. But I want to thank God for the privilege to be here and to see what you're doing. To God be the glory.
We're so thankful. I'm particularly so thankful. I think this is going to be like our round 3 of interviews.
Yeah.
I remember the first interview we had in 2001. And I remember how we met at Faith Foundation. You had come to deliver a lecture.
Yeah.
I was one of the participants in the Faith Foundation Aspiring Entrepreneurs Program, and you delivered a lecture on entrepreneurship. And I walked up to you, showing you my magazine. I remember how small it was then, as far back as 2001. And I said, I'd love to have an interview with you. And within weeks, you granted me that appointment, and we had that remarkable sit down that I think not only shaped the thinking of our readers, but I think, without a doubt, impacted me so significantly that I'm proud to say I have had you as a mentor for, going to 23 years now.
Thanks be to God.
Welcome, Uncle Sam.
I'm very proud of how far you've come.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to come back after this break. This was just for me to connect with Uncle Sam, having not had the time to sit down like this in over a decade to have a conversation about success and achievement. When we come back, I want you to make sure you have your notes and your pen, because this is a journey to the top. It's a university on its own, the University of Life. There's a lot you're going to learn from this truly remarkable human being. Journey to the Top. We'll be right back.
This is Journey to the Top with me, Mr. Motivator. Only on the Achievement Channel, Nigeria's first all-motivational TV platform, broadcasting from the School of Eloquence in Lagos. Your journey starts now.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Journey to the Top, where we engage with men and women who have truly undertaken the quest of life through their professions, navigating their way through to the pinnacle of life, and have thus become inspiring examples, lighting up the way as trailblazers for others to follow. And in this first episode of the year, and truly our maiden episode of the show, we have Mazi Sam Ohabua as our guest. So Mazi, let's talk.
Okay.
I know the story to a very large extent, at least in the past 23 years having known you. But I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who want to know how it started for you, the beginnings. Tell us, what were the things that shaped your values and shaped your approach, your principles, your vision about life? Because every journey to the top has got to start at the very beginning.
That's correct. Thank you, Ubong. Again, it's such a great pleasure to be here and to see that you have maintained consistent growth. You've innovated from the same early days of interaction you talked about 23 years ago. And I've watched you and watched the kind of things you did. And I must say that I'm very proud to be called your mentor.
Thank you, sir.
To be sincere to you, as you just said, every building has a foundation. Every success derives from some foundations that have been laid by you or your progenitors. I think that I strongly believe that my life has been impacted by a couple of factors. First is parenthood or parental influence. My parents taught me so many things. My father was a businessman, and my mother was a super businessman. Actually, it was my mother. Because way back in primary school, my mother had a chain of restaurants. And I was joining her in servicing those restaurants, in preparing the food, taking them to the points, and going to the markets to prepare for the next day. In fact, as a young person, eventually when I went to the secondary school, in those places my mother was working, her restaurants were situated because it was an industrial setup, the Shell residential area in Port Harcourt, Shell IA, the Trans-Amadi industrial layout. She had restaurants in many of those outlets. I remember my friends and I in secondary school taking a contract to do landscaping for some of the buildings that had been done by Micheletti, Taylor Woodrow, and all kinds of companies that were building those places. So we did landscaping, planting flowers as a young secondary school person. So I learned industry, I learned business from my parents, in addition to the other fundamental principles of life and responsibility. I was the first of 12 children, so I learned to be responsible for my younger ones. They were mostly boys, and so I learned a lot from my parents. The other area that impacted my life was, of course, school. I went to two wonderful secondary schools, Okere Grammar School, where my faith in God was built and where those Christian virtues were established. And I went to Government Secondary School, Owerri, where also I learned discipline, I learned respect, I learned, the finesse of presenting yourself and building confidence. When I was climbing here, I saw that you said one of the quotes there by somebody, that one of the things that helps you to lose fear of the public or speaking, those kind of was first to know what you're going to talk about, to be confident in, have the knowledge on the subject. So I think that's what's something that I learned in the secondary schools, those 2 secondary schools. Those sets me on the path. And so when I got to start life, I already had these foundations that had been established, foundation of hard work, industry, diligence, honesty, truthfulness, and preparations. I'm preparing for taking on responsibility, sacrifice, putting others before yourself. These were the things, the leadership as a young person, leadership in the secondary school. I was prefect, I was president of societies, land organization. You know, I remember when I was the president of the junior debating dancing in my school drama, you know, my junior class, the junior society was having more activities than the senior. So the president of the senior debating and dancing called me and said, "Why are you able to do this?" And I began to tell him my secret of how I'm able to organize more activities. So by the time I was ready to go to work, I was already set with these principles and now ready to apply them in a different format.
So would you say all of these influenced your choice of pharmacy? Because I know that at the core of your professional path, you started out as a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
what particularly inspired you?
To be sincere to you, I didn't originally want to, I didn't set out to be a pharmacist. You know, I belong to this group of people who were not sure what they wanted to be, in that I was doing well in everything you asked me to do. I was an all-rounder, you know, did well in the sciences, did well in the arts and extracurricular activities. So it was difficult for me to know what I wanted to do. But because I was doing well, leading my class, you know, term to term, I was now chosen as a science student, and then asked, what would you like to do as a science student? So I began to think of medicine, because that's where they put you. If you're a bright child in the 60s, you'd rather do medicine or engineering, you know. But to be sincere to you, I did well in those sciences, including mathematics, but I had a flair for the liberal, for the arts. I did well in English language, English literature, Latin. Those ones, I didn't read for them, but I had to read, and I still did well. But I've been railroaded. There wasn't, as you find today, you know, career counseling. They didn't exist at that time. I would just say, this is a science student. So I agreed. But my heart was somewhere. My heart was in journalism, in history, in geography, in law. That's where my mind was. But I was asked to be so I decided I was going to read medicine. But the war intervened, and I spent 3 years fighting. I was a soldier in the Biafran army. So when the war ended in 1970, I told myself I wasn't going to read medicine again. I've lost 3-4 years. Go and do 7 years in medicine. I'll become a grandfather before. So I said I was not going to. So I was pushed back to that, my love for more liberal. So I chose business administration. When I read all the, prospectus of universities, because you need to apply to individual universities in those days, I decided I was going to do business administration because I was in choose when I read what it involves. And luckily also I read economics in my final year, which was exciting to me. But as God will have it, I met my uncle. I went to visit my uncle who was a civil servant. So he asked me, are you preparing for university? I say yes. In fact, I have my form with me. He said, what are you planning to read? I said, I want to read business administration. He looked at me and said, whose business do you want to administer? Whose business do you want to administer? You say, look, I advise you, today I'm a civil servant and I'm not enjoying this work. You should go and do a professional course. If you still want to do business, use your professional course to do business. So I said, okay, what do we do? This is medicine where I want. So we began to look what was close to medicine that I would not spend so many years. That's how pharmacy came. But as I tell people, yes, I'm a pharmacist by training, but I'm not practicing pharmacy. I'm actually practicing business administration, business management. That original thought, original thing I went to, I'm using pharmacy as a profession. But my practice, I mean, when I left school, I joined Pfizer. I wasn't in any pharmacy shop. I wasn't in the hospital. I didn't do anything really pharmaceutical. Pharmaceutical sales and marketing could have been done also by other people in biological science or health. So, but it has accelerated, it made it easy for me to have a stepping stone in Pfizer, and then the rest of the values and talents and that I had now helped me to accelerate in my business.
So you're saying that you enjoyed the benefits of a convergence between what your heart really wanted that represented who you taught yourself to be, your real self, and what we could call a special purpose vehicle, in this case being pharmacy.
A pharmacy.
That convergence, and both could actually coexist to still enable an individual thrive and succeed.
That is it. That is it. I mean, and that's what has accelerated, what has accelerated my performance. Because when I joined Pfizer, it was 15 years between being a first level entry manager and being chairman and CEO. And people say it's a record for a multinational. In fact, when I became area manager, I was under 2 years old. And I had to manage people that were 6, 7 years in the company, pharmacists and other professionals. So the liberal communicative side of me, I talked about journalism because I was editor of the secondary school magazine. Even when I went into university, I became editor of. I became a Cobra chief. There was a newspaper in Ife. If you ask anybody, it was one of the most feared newspapers, Cobra. I became a Cobra editor-in-chief of Cobra. I was called Cobra chief. And that was journalism. When I even joined pharmacy, I became editor-in-chief of Nigerian Journal of Pharmacy. I was the first editor who was non-academic. So it's a reflection of those my innate, but I now built on the foundation of pharmacy, and was able to express that that talent, and understanding of where your flair is. If it was today, I wouldn't even go to pharmacy. I would have gone straight to other more liberal arts and more liberal social sciences. But there I've met, like you say, I've merged both. I've met both, and it has caused a leverage. Because if I had done just mere liberal or natural or social science, I probably wouldn't have the opportunity to climb through a pharmaceutical company.
So clearly, from this convergence, you call it merging, something can be said about your being strategic, being a skill. Because there's no way you would have achieved this convergence. There are many that probably had both, but could not see the linkage possibilities. But you did have good strategy sense.
It did, because I had opportunity after reading pharmacy to go and work in the hospital, to go and be a hospital pharmacist or go into community pharmacy. But I chose industrial pharmacy, and through the concept of marketing, because industrial pharmacy at that level entrance was marketing and sales, which agreed with who I was. But the science of pharmacy was enough for me to communicate effectively the science of medicine. So anybody who didn't have the science of medicine but had the skills to communicate will have problem, because you don't have the confidence you speak about when you talk about public speaking or communication. I had the confidence. I was a pharmacist. I knew the sciences,
That's right.
and I could communicate
And you could
with the
communicate.
skills of communication and articulation that I had. So it was the best of two worlds. Yeah.
All right, Mazi, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to hear a lot more. I'm particular about finding out from Uncle Sam what key lessons helped shape him from having to go to war at such a young age, and how that has contributed on his journey, or contributed to his journey to the top. We'll be right back.
This is Journey to the Top with me, Mr. Motivator. Only on the Achievement Channel, Nigeria's first all motivational TV platform, broadcasting from the School of Eloquence in Lagos. Your journey starts now.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Journey to the Top, and I've been carrying on a very important and inspirational conversation with Mazi Sam Ohaboa. He's told us about his sense of strategy and how he was able to ensure a convergence between his love for the social sciences and liberal arts and his actual course of study. And I think this is very instructive for a lot of young people struggling out there, feeling at a loss as to what do I do? I'm saddled with having studied this particular subject matter, and there is no place for me out there in the marketplace. Perhaps there's something you're missing, and you need to take a more strategic view of your skill set, your passion, your interest, and create your own convergence. And Mazi, I believe that's the point that you made in your last remarks.
Correct.
So still talking about strategy.
Yeah.
I can imagine how challenging and how harrowing it must have been for a young Sam Ohaboa to be shortlisted into the Biafran army.
Yeah.
That was 1967, I believe.
That's when the war started.
When the war started.
But I got into the army in 69.
In 69. So I've been conscripted at such
I
a
wasn't
young age.
conscripted.
Okay.
I volunteered.
Okay, you volunteered.
I actually volunteered in 68.
68, okay.
Should I take it from there?
Yes.
Yeah. When the war started in 67, I was in Form 4. Yeah. So.
And how old were you then?
Form 4, I was just 16 years.
16?
Yes. 66. The war started in 67, July. I was still 16. I became 17 in August. So we were hoping that it would be a short. That's what they told us in school. Just go home. Your teachers are involved in war affairs. You'll come back. So we sat down, started reading. It wasn't working. We started all manner of things. I had a conviction on the righteousness of the Biafran situation. So I volunteered to support the effort. In fact, when I went for my first selection at Bonimo Wharf to enter the Navy in 1967, September or October.
That's in Rivers State?
Yeah, Rivers State. I lived in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
So the guys asked me how old I was. I said I was 17. I said 17, I want to join the Navy. Please go and wait after the war. If you want to join Navy, you join. I left. But later on in the Biafra, even who are 14 were being conscripted or 13. So in 68, there was an opportunity to volunteer, what they call Port Harcourt volunteers, to go and do some work in Enugu. I volunteered. That was where now from there I went to the army fully. So I was not conscripted. I joined the army by my own volition.
So were you not afraid in terms of the possible dire consequences and risk to your life?
I was not. That's something about conviction. When I saw the beheaded head of people from this southeastern Nigeria that were being shipped from the north, coming without heads, some without breasts. And I had watched all the efforts made to reconcile Nigeria. After the July 1967 second coup, it was supposed to be a revenge coup because the January 66 was regarded as pro-Igbo coup. So this was the pro-Northern coup. And they killed all the soldiers, killed Ironsi, killed everybody. If it ended there, there would have been no war. But the battle was taken outside the barracks. Civilians were now being killed in Kano, in many parts of the north. And that's what started the trouble. Effort was made to reconcile. Ojukwu asked everybody to go back. People ran away. September, they went back, and a second program happened. People who survived the first one, Ojukwu assured them that all was well. They went back to, the people from the south is like to travel. They are the most strongest believers in Nigeria. So they moved back. Then there was a second program. And what was when I now was in Enugu, and I saw at the stations people coming back. So when somebody fights you in his territory, you run to your own territory. He follows you. What are you supposed to do? You either accept me as part of and give me peace, or allow me go to my own way. It's as simple. That was my logic, and that logic still remains today. If we want a country like a country that is mutually acceptable to everybody, where we want to be happy, that's the basis of my New Nigeria group. Let's make a new Nigeria where everybody will be treated equally. So it's the same thing. When it wasn't happening and they needed us to go and fight to defend ourselves, especially when the federal forces came to say, we want to force you back to Nigeria, yet even Aburi Accord you will not accept anything that would make us have peace. So we went to war with that. I didn't care. I wasn't worried about my own safety. My conviction was that we would not allow ourselves to be beaten outside, driven away. You come back to your own enclave, and you also self-defense. What else are you supposed to do? So Biafra, I went there in self-defense, and of course, I did my utmost, and I give God the glory that I survived. Of course, I had a bullet wound. I was shot. I still carried a scar, but God saved me. But the war was a great learning.
Yes, that's.
First is that it's helped me to destroy fear. I lost 90% of fear because if you are walking to a war front, people are being killed. In fact, the first day I went to the war front, boy, I was trained as an officer, and I didn't finish my training. We were harvested prematurely and then brought to the war front, commissioned, and then was said as a second lieutenant. The first person I met was the commanding officer then, Achuzia. He gave me something. He said, look, in this war, there are two enemies. There's one enemy in the front, there's one enemy behind. The enemy in front, you can kill him or he kills you. But the enemy behind will kill you. There's no opportunity to kill the enemy behind. So choose where you want to stay. You want to stay in front and face the enemy in front, or come back and face the enemy behind. Who was the enemy behind? Himself. So it means go. Don't run back.
So clearly, like, your bridges have been burned.
No, there's nowhere. There's no
retreat, no surrender.
Even I told the guy he sold my mind. I say, you're crazy. I don't have anything to do with any enemy behind. I'm going to go and come back. So that was indoctrination that took me. So I was determined to succeed, defend myself, achieve the objectives. In fact, it was irreversible. I remember one particular occasion where we had to retreat because of very difficult terrain and the strength of the opposing soldiers. We retreated. Our commander met us there and said, on your marks, go. We should go back to that place we came back with, whether anything. So we are running, we even waded through water because he was going to fire you if he met you. So we ran back and into so I lost fear. Number two, I learned perseverance and adaptability. During the war, at a particular time, even talking about that time I started war in Uzuakoli, it was early in the year. They've just finished planting the yams and all that and creating mounds. It was open field. Our only protection was lying below the mound. And then there'll be rain. So the water from the mound will soak on your body while you're lying down and firing. You know, for weeks you won't have food, because before in fact, I was the ones, it took 2 weeks to bring us food. And when they brought the food, boiled yam, if you open the yam, it became so gummy that you couldn't break it. The gums will hold the yam. Still, we ate 2 weeks old gummy yam. Where did we get water to drink? Water that gathered on the ground, you know, in between two mounds. You collect the water and drink. When you go through that, you don't see any obstacles. You don't see any real serious inhibition to achieving your targets and goals.
Wow, that's so amazing.
Yeah.
And transferring all of that into corporate life.
Yeah.
Would you say that was one of the bases upon which you were so daring?
Yeah.
So daring as to tell a old fighter that, look, we're going to buy you out.
Yes.
We're going to buy you out. A bunch of management executives who didn't even have
$1
the money. In the very heart of the June 12 scenario, the very heart of the June 12 crisis back then, with all of the economic problems, and you stuck your neck out. Tell us a bit about that. How you became the first Nigerian company. It was the first of its kind.
Yeah, first management buyer.
Yes, management buyer. How did that happen?
Well, first is, like I said, the
courage to do that.
Combine the lessons from my parental and school to the war. The war, if the war wasn't that people can die, I will recommend it for everybody. Because the preparation of the war, you can't get it anywhere. You know, it's practice. First, accomplishing. You know, achieving.
Yes,
you have targets.
Objectives.
You have to get that territory. You have to get it. You have to strategy, because you have to plan. The strategy, for example, which I used in one of my most successful battles, was two successful battles. The first was what led to my promotion from a second lieutenant to local captain, and the battle that, my last battle, there were two successful battles. Was successful even though I had wound. It was successful. Strategy. Now, I don't know if I have time to just mention
it.
First strategy, when I did my first, because I was in a war front where we came from another unit to the Aba area. The CEO of our battalion was from that area. So he was bent on showing capacity to liberate his area. We started to fight. He died. He was killed. So then later on, my company commander was killed in the battle. So I immediately became company commander. I was just a platoon commander. I became company commander. My battalion commander has died. My company commander had died. So I was now come to command. And Brigade Headquarters say continue the fight to liberate. There was one market they call it Kapara market on the way to Aba. We want to go launch into Aba. You know, I said, okay, this want everybody to die. You know, anyone that takes the commander of battalion, you can imagine the number of other non-commissioned and commissioned officers that will have died before the commanding officer would die. Then the battalion commander died. So I told my boys, I said, everybody sit in this. They want us to die, we can't die, all of us. So we sat on our trenches. I say, everybody raise your gun and be shooting. So that the hearing They'll be hearing us shoot, but nobody is going to kill anybody. However, after I did that for a while, I told myself this won't go anywhere. So I began to strategize. And I discovered that the enemy in front of us was tough. We were confronting him. What did I do? We've been fighting for, a battle that we came and started fighting for days and weeks. So everybody was getting weary. We were suffering casualties. They were also suffering casualties. So what did I do? I got a strategy. I selected a crack team of 12 soldiers, 14, to go and harass them. I call it a harass. So this is the front where we've been fighting with them. So I took these people to a flank. Then from the flank, they fired them, and we had very strong firing. That flank battle rattled them because it took them by surprise. What did they do? They jumped from their trenches and began to run. When I saw the start run, I came back and recruited my men. We pursued them. That day we covered almost 7 kilometers.
Wow.
We got to high school, which was a major. After that operation, I became like a star. Look, the unit who came that we replaced had been in the position for 6 months. They didn't get 1 inch. But in one day, I did 7 kilometers. It was beyond me. I just don't know how it happened. But that was a strategy that worked up.
Yes.
We hit them from the flank, from the side, where they were not expecting an attack. And the attack was strong. And it was like what happened to some biblical story where they had beggars, you remember, walking.
Yes.
And they would say a big army was there. And they ran away. It was exactly what happened.
So strategy, it seems to me that we keep coming back to strategy.
Yeah.
And it seems to me also that a lot of what you learned in strategy, which we've seen in your corporate life, in very significant terms, a lot of that you learned during your time in the military.
It was helpful. I had grown and I didn't honed it. So what I did was to apply them also in the corporate world. One of the things that worked for me is, the power of vision. When I joined Pfizer, I did not plan to make a full career. I planned to spend 5 years and understand how Pfizer operates so I can go set up my own business with my uncle who had already brought money. He wanted me. I said, no, let me go and get experience. So he said, how much time do you want? I said 3 to 5 years. He said 3. But by the 5th year, I had become a senior manager. I couldn't leave anymore. And I had to change my strategy. The next thing I did was to now aspire to become chairman and CEO
of Pfizer.
Of
All
Pfizer.
right. Uncle Sam, we're going to, I want you to hold that thought.
Yes.
Let's go for a quick break.
All right.
In the world of professional speaking, there is a gold standard, a mark of excellence recognized globally. It's called the Certified Speaking Professional, CSP, a designation held by less than 17% of the world's professional speakers. And in Nigeria, only one man holds this coveted title. Meet Ubong Essien, West Africa's only certified speaking professional, Nigeria's #1 authority on public speaking and communication mastery. The CSP is not just a title, it's a promise. A promise to deliver solutions to the challenges even the high and mighty face in today's demanding world. Overcoming stage fright and anxiety. Crafting and delivering messages with clarity and power. Inspiring and influencing audiences in boardrooms, conferences, and beyond. When you work with Ubong Essien, CSP, you don't just learn how to speak, you learn how to lead, influence, and excel. Here's what you stand to gain. Confidence to own any stage. The ability to craft messages that resonate and inspire. Connect with West Africa's only certified speaking professional today. Speak with power. Lead with influence. The gold standard awaits you.
To register, call 0802 303 2066, so 706 160 6078, or visit www.schoolofeloquence.org. School of Eloquence, teaching the world to speak.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, the program is Journey to the Top, right here on the Achievement Channel. And we've been having a very inspiring, and I would dare say as well, life-transforming conversation with no less a person than Mazi Sam Ohabwa. He's talked about strategy, he's even mentioned the principle of the objective, he's mentioned creating a team, he's mentioned determination, loss of fear in the face of danger, the energy, the resilience, the determination to move on towards the achievement of one's goals, as learned during his time serving in the military. And we want to continue that conversation. Mazi,
Yeah.
I remember my conversation with you in 2001.
Yeah.
Then you were MD of NIMET.
Yeah.
And I was very curious to know how you rose to become the chief executive.
Yeah.
That was one mountain that you conquered,
Yes.
because your journey to the top has many sides to it. The corporate side is one, the social enterprise is another, and of course the ministry side is another, and then of course the national side as well. So you have continued to conquer peak after peak after peak.
Hallelujah.
And so there is a lot we can learn from you. During that interview, I can still remember the younger version of myself
Yeah.
trying to understand how a salesperson
Yeah.
became CEO of NIMET.
Yeah.
And I remember you said something that never left me.
Okay.
I use that a lot
Your
in the
teaching.
program called The Challenge to Perform that I teach to companies when they ask me to come and inspire performance.
Yeah.
You said, whenever my superiors asked me to deliver 10, I always made sure I delivered 15.
Or 20.
Or 20.
Yeah.
I just could not trust their tendencies to discount my performance. Because if they ask me to deliver 10, and I deliver 10, only for the guy to say, after all, that territory you went to, I was the one that gave you the contact.
Yes.
And then they bring me down to 7, I would have accomplished nothing.
I say you will be their targets.
Absolutely. And I found that so instructive. I know it's a principle that has helped me. In fact, in my training sessions, I refer to it as the detractors discount. Yes, because in life, you will have those who are detractors.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about that. How did you come about that philosophy? And how did it step by step help you to the top at NIMET?
Thank you. It is the strategy of being conscious of challenges you are about to face. You have to survey your environment, what they call environmental analysis. And it started early with me. Again, maybe it's also the war training, because you have to survey your environment, know who you're, measure the strength. The SWOT analysis we'll talk about today. In the military is the first thing, because you don't enter into a war blindly. They'll kill you. You must know who you're fighting, his competencies, the size of his ammunition, size of his army, and then you devise how to use small army to defeat a big army. That's a full story. But it helped me when I joined Pfizer. First is that I had a vision. That was a major issue. 5 years, I quit. So when I was walking around doing things like this Armor Against Fate, that's helped me. It was part of the understanding of my environment, how to conquer that environment. I came to a place I knew there was plenty of hostility. Just after the war, all manner of things were still going around, biases. So I said, no, nobody's going to sabotage my work or underestimate my performance. So in order to do so, I will exceed your expectation. And because when I exceed your expectation, you have no choice but to accept. And that's what I did. It helped me so very much. It was my We call it magic wand. Because when my guys are struggling to achieve one, because it's sometimes about the same, it's about the same effort, but your focus. Achieving one, me, I'm achieving 1.5, 1.6, 1.8 consistently. They're wondering how I'm doing it. Because the moment you give me one, I cancel it and put two. So I don't ever think about one. I'm thinking about two. Because where your thoughts are, that's where you're going. Where you're looking at, where you're going to go to. And that's the exemplification. So that helped me to achieve this 5-year vision of knowing everything about Pfizer so that I can go start my business. But in the process of knowing everything about Pfizer, I got promoted so rapidly that I got to a point it was difficult for me to exit. And I changed strategy. And I said, okay, I'm going to stay. I told my uncle, look, forget it. I'm no longer coming to do business. He was disappointed, but he understood. And I said, now I want to aspire to be the chairman and CEO of the company.
So there's nothing wrong in being so aspirational.
No, I was aspiration. The picture I took with my chairman at 5-year-old
salesman,
when he was giving me my 5-year long service award, where he encouraged me because he said, Sam, have you been only 5 years here? I said, yeah. He said, your impact is as if you've been here 10 years. My son, you're doing well, keep it up. The sky is your limit. That's motivational talk fired me. I said, no, I can't. After this motivation, the next week I said I'm resigning because that was my plan. This was December. My plan was to resign in January, 84. So I took the picture, put behind my desk in the office. And then I walked in the morning, I looked at that picture and said, God, someday I'm going to be like this guy. 10 years from there, I became the chairman and CEO. So it's like magic, but it works because I had envisioned what I wanted to be and I was ready to pay the price. It's not just daydreaming. Everything I did was directed to reaching that goal. And luckily, since I was in a business where they measure outcomes, they measure results. So it was between me and myself and the results. And so it was easy.
This is Journey to the Top with me, Mr. Motivator. Only on the Achievement Channel, Nigeria's first all-motivational TV platform, broadcasting from the School of Eloquence in Lagos. Your journey starts now.
Welcome back. It's still Journey to the Top, and this is becoming more of a master class with a man who is a master himself, a man I cherish so much as a mentor, who's mentored me, helped me to where I am today. I'm talking about no less a person than Mazi Sab Ohabua. Mazi, we've just been continuing and continuing. I think a day will come when we'll just have it for an entire day and we'll live stream.
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
A master class, modules upon modules upon modules.
Yeah, sure.
So let's, because I've been told by my producer that this has got to be the last segment, but I would not want you to leave without talking about that very major setback that Nimet had. Were you expecting it? What really happened? And that was a season of major losses.
Yeah, it was. There were two major issues I'll just quite touch about. One is this fire, which was in the nobody ever prepares for fire. But we found that it happened and we lost equipment, we lost materials. It almost crippled the company. And what was more, we didn't have adequate insurance. Fire is not what you have seen one day. So when we made insurance, maybe we insured for 300 million naira. The value of the asset now is 2 billion, but we did not adjust. So it was terrible. But again, the major issue is that once you have a strong faith, I'm not trying to be religious, but if you have a strong faith and capacity, there's nothing you can't turn around. Because I remember one story during the war, when the war ended, some people who were rich men in Port Harcourt in those days, suddenly started having money again. I asked my father, I say, how come we're hearing about these people again, about again and another? My father said, the point is that these guys know the routes that money passes. So they know how to lay traps. So that method they used before the war, they have applied it again, and they are laying traps, and the money is coming in. You know, so if we're able to get to where we got while the fire came, all we did is to adjust and do again what we did, because we have known the pattern to get back. You know, we talked to the insurers, they were able to pay the bid well. We talked to the banks, we talked to our creditors, we talked to our suppliers, they offered us more credit, it gave us more, some bankers gave us some bit of forgiveness, or, you know, forbearance. You know, we elicited support because people are willing to help you, but you need to ask for the help. I keep saying that some people die in their mistakes. They don't want to say, I'm sorry. No, I've missed it. They are too proud. So pride is something that destroys your ability to recover. We came down, admitted our mistakes, admitted our faults, and when people were willing to listen to us, and so we harnessed and harvested that goodwill. First from the goodwill we have long established, and then the promise of a better tomorrow. And that was a big.
So from the ashes,
yeah, we rose again. Yeah, the other point I want to mention is the other problem we faced, and I forgot it. If you remember, there was this popular Kano issue of the Trovan study. There was a study we did of a new products in our final closing years as Pfizer, 1995, 96. Which eventually turned, when people now said the drug killed people, and they badmouthed Pfizer, went to court, went to all those places. But we're able to,
legacy issues that you have to do.
we're able to overcome that, because the truth of the matter is that first is we told the truth, we had the documentation, and we're able to present, even from the Kano government that took us to court, the federal government, were able to show that it was corruption being turned upside down, because some people wanted to corrupt us, because they gave us some leeway, some approval, but those approvals are not documented. So when they asked for money, we could do things without approval, but we were able to produce the documents. Even the DNA, when they say there was many people were killed. This was a trial we did with 200 people, 100 on Trovan, 100 on Rocephin, which was a comparative. And out of this, only 13 people died. 6 from the Trovan and 7 from the Rocephin, which was an already established drug. And then we gave when they were saying thousands, there was no way it was thousands. We produced DNA. In fact, even when Pfizer provided some relief for those who took the medicine, we found that nobody could claim, because those who took the medicine have moved on. All the other pretenders, their DNA could not match. So what am I trying to draw attention to is that, do not be afraid of accusation. People are going to accuse you for anything, rightly or wrongly, but make sure they can't prove it. Any time in life, they will accuse you. You have done nothing, maybe because you're successful, they're jealous, they can't compete with you, probably look for accusation. Don't worry. Don't lose. Just be sure that whatever you're doing, have the appropriate documentation, because evidence must be provided. Even if a court sent you to jail when you haven't done it in the appeal court, the Supreme Court will bring you out. That's a lesson there, and I want people to learn. Be deliberate in what you're doing and put the proper documentation. You never know when it will arrive. I used it in Shopee. When the federal government was saying, after Buhari came, who were saying, we've lost, Shopee money was lost. And they invited us to the National Assembly. I brought the documents, which I had put in a book. When they saw the book, they said go, and that was the end. Then, of course, you were asking about the kind of things we were doing subsequently. I moved on pro-retirement into Sophie, which was a way of giving back, and my pet area of entrepreneurship. Because I've always believed that is what is going to bring salvation for the young people in this country, and also for the nation. As many more people that can be self-employed, creating wealth, then the country becomes a good place to live in. I mean, look at what you're doing. Look at the people you're employing, you know, and you started early in life to become an entrepreneur. I don't even if you worked for anybody at all, you know.
I worked 3 years ago.
So that's the way it is. And so it's my pet. It's still growing up. But when I now formed the New Nigeria Group, which was my political organization, that I didn't put too much focus on. I'm returning to it now. That took my time because I had always been disturbed about our country and its chronic underdevelopment, its lack of competitiveness. I had become tired of being told that I come from a third world. Since I was born 70-something years ago, I'm still a third world nation. I'm saying, when are we going to become first world? Especially when other countries have become self world. That first world, that one led me to the New Nigeria Group, and then eventually became the platform for me to try my hands in the presidential primaries of 2022-2023. It was a great lesson in understanding Nigerian politics. But it's the same courage that I have come with. I mean, people were surprised. I hadn't been governor, I had been the senator, I hadn't been nothing. The first political attempt was to be a president. I mean, it was, you must be a joker, but we went through it. We went around the country. So first you must have what you believe in, and then you must have the courage and the conviction. And it's goodwill. I have not, you have worked at least for government 3 years. The other time you were working for Nemasa. So you have a bit of experience. Yes. I have never worked for government, but I've been close to the public sector. I've held, I've been a board chairman of teaching hospitals, of polytechnics.
And then the shop here.
I've served, even before the shop here, I've been in the National Health Insurance, National Manpower Board, you know. I've served in several boards of the government, so I'm familiar. Then, of course, the ESG interaction, the public-private sector interaction, also gave me an opening to really understand and know what the issues are in the country. So I'm still committed to doing what I can to help our country become a better country, because we have no other country. Right. But I'm doing so from where I stand, because I believe that I may not be president, I may not be governor, but where I stand, I am the governor. Right. I am the president, starting from my house to the concentric circles where I influence. So I try to model that Nigeria of our dream. And that is why I spend a lot of time with young people who I believe will continue the battle. You talked about succession. I'm a man with always a view that we're going to be here just for a while. So what are you taking away and what are you leaving behind? And one of the greatest things I have said, and I keep saying, the greatest legacy is not in buildings. The greatest legacy is in human beings. What you have said about me today, I don't know how much I'm going to pay to a publicist to say that, or to give this unsolicited. And that is what life is all about. If I was dead today and you were at my graveyard or a tribute, what you say today will be what you say, perhaps with more embellishment. Absolutely. For me, that is legacy now. You know, so I'm investing my time and energy, making sure I'm impacting lives, impacting institutions, and helping this nation to become a better place. No one man can solve all the problem. No one man can change the situation, but make sure you're making a contribution. And that's why I think I want to encourage you and people like you, you know, never underrate yourself, never underestimate your contribution, but you must build a foundation. You should not come to this world and act as if you were a passenger or an observer. You must come into this world determined to fulfill your destiny. You have a destiny, you have a purpose, but it's in you to plan how that destiny, how that purpose will be fulfilled. You have to be intentional, you have to be methodical and trusting, and then learn from other people. It helps you to reach that goal and be what God has made you to be.
Wow, Mazi, what a finale. Because I was going to ask you a question, what was you have for those who are seeing you at the top and want to also continue their journey?
Yeah.
But clearly, you should be a broadcaster. You're a broadcaster. I guess that journalistic bit of you suddenly came to fore.
Yeah.
I cannot thank you enough, Uncle Sam.
A new day dawns, full of possibilities. Take the first step towards your dreams. Empower your mind with positive thoughts. Achieve more. Make a difference in someone's life today.
What an extraordinary start to the journey to the top. Broadcasting from the School of Eloquence studio here in Lagos on the Achievement Channel. This episode has set the stage for what promises to be a year of limitless possibilities. Mazi Sam Ohabo's story reminds us that the very best way to predict the future is actually to create it. So as we step boldly into 2025, let this be the year that you take control of your destiny and climb even higher than you ever thought possible. Here is one last thought to carry with you. Every new year offers you 365 blank pages. Write a story worth reading because the top is reserved. Go back a little bit. Let me just say. Okay, that's fine. Here's one last thought to carry with you. Every new year offers you 365 blank pages. So write a story worth reading. The top is not reserved for the lucky. It's for those who work, who persevere, and never stop believing in themselves. Thank you for joining us on this inaugural journey. I am Mr. Motivator, and it has been an honor to share this moment with you. Until next time, stay inspired, stay motivated, and remember, the climb is always worth it. Here is to a transformative 2025. Happy New Year once again.
A new day dawns, full of possibilities. Take the first step towards your dreams. Empower your mind with positive thoughts. Achieve more. Make a difference in someone's life today. Impossibility is nothing.
In a world full of speakers, there's only one certified speaking professional in West Africa. Meet Abong Essien, the globally certified coach helping Nigeria's leaders, professionals, and executives speak with power and lead with eloquence. He's trained thousands, built confidence, delivered transformation for over 25 years. At the NSA convention in the US, success legend Brian Tracy said, Abong is one of the very best speakers in the world. Now you can learn directly from the best.
Hello, my name is Brian Tracy, and I just want to talk about my friend Ubong, one of the very best speakers in the world today.
The only CSP, the gold standard, one-on-one coaching, elite masterclasses, corporate clinics. This is the voice advantage. Abong Essien, helping you speak with power and purpose. Abong Essien, CSP, West Africa's only certified speaking professional. For contact info, visit us at www.schoolofeloquence.org, address 36B, Royal Palm Drive, Osborne Foreshore Phase 2, Ikoyi, Lagos. Contact 706-160-6078. Abong Essien, West Africa's only certified speaking professional.
Imagine a world transformed by the power of giving, where every act of kindness sparks another. These are the champions who dedicate their lives to change. Together, they are paying it forward. Champions of Change. Paying it forward. Join us and be part of the movement. Here on the Achievement Channel.
Hello and welcome to Champions of Change on the Achievement Channel, your home for inspirational stories that spark impact and transformation. We are broadcasting from the School of Eloquence studio here in Ikoyi, Lagos. I'm your host, Pamela Igbo, and on this program, we shine a light on individuals who are creating powerful change through nonprofit work and social impact. People who are not just chasing success, but significance. Today, we are joined by a powerhouse of vision and compassion, Dr. Christiana Ime Amida, Executive Director at Lekki Gardens Estate and the dynamic founder of Foundation De Christi, a nonprofit organization committed to health and hygiene of women and girls. With over 17 years of experience in real estate and a dream to touch 10 million lives, she's truly a champion of change. Let's dive into her inspiring journey.
Champions of Change. Paying it forward. Join us and be part of the movement. Here on the Achievement Channel.
Welcome, Christy, to Champions of Change. It's great to have you here.
Thanks a lot for having me, Pam. It's a pleasure to be here myself.
Fantastic. So I'm really inspired by you. You are the Executive Director for Lekki Gardens Limited. So you're into real estate.
That's correct.
But I know that your real passion is your foundation, which is Foundation De Christi. Did I say it well?
Absolutely. well done.
It is a foundation that focuses on women and girls' hygiene and well-being.
Correct.
So what I want to know is, why did you start it? What inspired you to start it, and why that particular area?
Thanks, Pam, for the question. Thank you for having me once again. So for me, starting Foundation De Christi was basically from a personal experience. Growing up as a younger woman, I had experienced several challenges in terms of menstrual pain, heavy bleeding. In fact, I missed school. On several days, I had to hide away in the laboratory, just to avoid classes. And aside that, my experience as a teacher during my youth service days, I served in Benue, Obi local government to be precise. And I had about 200 students under my belt. I was supposed to train them, give them, of course, great education. But over time, I started building relationships with them, and I noticed that girls were missing classes. I had about 85 girls in my classes. I had 4 classes, to be precise. And I would notice that per month, say 7 girls would be away from class, missing important topics. I saw firsthand how it impacted their that's continuous assessment. Aside that, I remember also being part of Women Fellowship, and sometimes you hear a sister is not in church because she's, not feeling too well, and everybody would pray for her. So prayer became the method to solving menstrual hygiene problems. So I saw so much, and for somebody like me, I was not able to just stand there and sympathize. I had to do something. I had to act, to make a difference. So that was what spurred me. And so, to be specific, sometime in 2020, COVID year, that was when I launched. It was my birthday, April 2020, and I was wondering what I'd do differently. And somehow it dropped again, like a divine inspiration, right. I must say, like, it's time for you to, keep your word. Because I had said earlier as a younger girl that if I can go through this, then I would make sure I help other women to go through it, less pain, understand their bodies, become more aware of their menstrual hygiene, health, and wellness. So
amazing how you started this from a personal experience. So what I want to know now is, it is a real issue. A lot of young girls having, pain during their menstrual periods, and like you said, how it affects their livelihood, how it affects their education. It's a real thing. So what kind of programs do you do or outreach do you do to help solve this problem?
Oh, great. For us at Foundation De Christi, we know that education is a preparation tool. Training the girls teaching girls about their bodies, telling them what to expect during the period, what ovulation is about. It's egg release from your ovaries. That's what it is. And you should have certain maybe mood swings for some people, headaches for some people, what to expect during this period. So we go the extra mile to train, because that's the most important thing. And after the training, the coaching, we go on to distribute hygienic products, because we know also that if they don't get this good products, these hygienic products, if they go back to using materials that are not good, hygienic enough, they can end up suffering from various forms of infection that can affect their reproductive health in the long run. So these are the basics that we do.
And how do you do that distribution? Is it through schools? Is it through communities?
Yeah, sometimes we do it through schools, sometimes we do it through community heads, sometimes we do it on our own. We go out there, you know, even to marketplaces where we find more women and girls. We also go out there, talk to them while they are selling their goods, because of course they want to focus on their business. So, but we just take a bit of their time, talk to them, and then go ahead to give them the products. Yeah.
And how many lives have you
over 10,000 as of today, over 10,000 and counting. We've distributed over 120,000 sanitary pads as of today and counting.
Fantastic. That's amazing. So the next question I want to ask is, obviously, what have some of the challenges been running a not-for-profit that you have found, particularly in the Nigerian context?
Oh wow, there are quite a number. I mean, starting with resource availability. At the end of the day, you can only do as much as you can. I remember one of our outreach programs where we went to Cross River State, Calabar, and we started sharing. The queue started from
I can imagine
from the front of the market all the way to the roundabout. We had over 1,000 girls on that queue, you know, waiting in line to get products. And I looked at them, I saw the gratitude in their eyes, I saw how much they needed it. I realized that sharing 2,000, sharing 5,000, sharing 10,000 might not really cut it. There's more to be done. So going out there to engage, create partnerships for funding is one of the things that we're doing to solve that problem. Also, there are sentiments and also restrictions when you get to communities. Some elders want to understand what you're trying to do, hope you're not coming to tell their wives not to treat them well, or, you know, there's so many sentiments and would I call it misunderstandings that come true when we go out there. So those kinds of misunderstandings also, you know, it puts us in a place where we try to break in. But like I said, creating partnerships again with the leaders of the community, engaging them ahead of any engagement and distribution has helped us. We continue to innovate too. So aside going into communities, we also send out materials online so that it gets to the girl wherever they are, in as much as they have a mobile phone to look at.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So can you share with me some transformational journey with any of your beneficiaries? What are you one of the things you're most proud of? You can share as much as you want.
Okay, I like it when I join the team to do the distributions and talk to the girls. It's so lifting, I must say that. And I remember in during one of our outreach programs, I met a girl at home, Sade, her name. I asked her why she was not in school, and she was brave enough, because that's the word, to tell me she missed school because she's on her period, she's in pain, but more importantly, she does not have pads, you know, to you know, to put herself in that comfortable position to be in class like every other person. And then I took a good look at Sade and said, what can we do for Sade? If Sade is serious, if she's a serious student, then let's see how we can give her pad for 3 months ahead. Let her have the pads. You know, we put her on the program, gave her pads for 3 months, and Sade stayed in school all through 3 months. Sade is doing so well. Back to school, regular in classes, and that gives me joy. Yeah,
that's awesome. What do you think? I'm curious to know, Christy. What do you think is the long-term solution to helping people who can't afford to have those hygienic products, to have them in homes? I mean, how can we, as you know, the government or community, do more? Because you know, you're one person, and I'm sure there are many other people doing stuff to help, but this is a country of, you know, over 250 million people.
Correct.
With at least half of them being girls, women. What is the long-term solution to, you know, to helping that situation, you think?
Okay, for starters, at Foundation de Christi, like I said, distributing products is one part of it. Creating awareness is another part of it. Educating the girls is so important. That cannot be left to chance. But getting in other collaborators is also too important not to be left to chance. So thinking long term, I see Foundation de Christi initiating bills to the National Assembly.
Right.
Getting their attention to make them understand and realize that the girls need to be supported. You know, you go to bathrooms abroad and you see sanitary pads already in place, like tissue. It's also one of the things you find in the bathroom. So restaurants and public places should make products available. It should not be for sale at those points. And aside that, you know, for companies that are also into production, partnering with foundations can also help them reach out to girls that cannot afford the product. Those are ways that I think in the long run can help the girls get the products.
Exactly. So people being really intentional about putting it as part of their CSR initiative to know that this is an issue and can provide for girls who cannot afford to buy sanitary towels. I mean, for me, it's even mind-boggling thinking about that. In 2025, there are still people who cannot afford.
There's so many of them, but when we go out, we get to see a lot. I mean, so many girls in pain. Some people cannot afford, I mean, their daily meal. They cannot not talk of affording pads.
Sure.
You know, it's a luxury item, if I must say.
Sure. And it not only affects, I would say, their education, it affects them their own confidence.
Yes, it affects their confidence. Yes, I mean, that's one of the things we care so much about, because it's not just about distributing products, like I always say. It's about training them, it's about storytelling, it's about sisterhood. You want them to have a place where they feel protected, where they feel like they can share, they can talk about themselves, you know, in that space of, I mean, with a sense of safety. Yes, that's the word. So at Foundation de Christi, we are so passionate in making sure that they have the right environment to express themselves. Yes, because it's about their dignity, it's about their confidence, so they can go out there and enjoy their life to the fullest. Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you. We'll take a quick break and come back and continue this amazing conversation with Christine.
My name is Mrs. Imelda Ahuno-Suji. You can call me Madam Modesty.
Follow Achievement Channel, listen to Achievement Channel. They're an amazing set of persons doing amazing work in the media space. So I want to encourage you to follow them, you know, get value from them.
Please keep watching Achievement Channel.
Keep watching Achievement Channel. It's a motivation channel. I recommend it.
Do you feel terrified when speaking before a group? Are you stressed when asked to present? Do you bore people when speaking? Are you stuck with reading word for word? How do you give a speech with polish? Learn how at the School of Eloquence,
the home of public speaking. Attend our practical coaching in public speaking. Call 0802 303 2066 or log on to schoolofeloquence.org.
School of Eloquence, teaching the world to speak.
Champions of Change. Paying it forward. Join us and be part of the movement. Here on the Achievement Channel.
Welcome back to Champions of Change. I've been talking to Christine today about her wonderful work that she does with her foundation, Foundation de Christi, helping young girls who do not have access to sanitary hygiene and well-being and get there and build their confidence in that way. So Christine, thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. What I wanted to ask you is, obviously you are into real estate. You have a real estate management company, and you also spearhead your foundation. So as a woman wearing multiple hats, how do you balance that?
Oh, Pam, thank you. Well, for me, I don't think it's about balancing. I think it's about alignment. I have learned over the years to align my purpose across various spheres. And I have a solid team behind me. They understand the mission. They believe also in the mission. So over the years, we have learned to delegate correctly. We have learned to delegate with clarity and strategically. I think the work we're doing as a team is making me succeed, not just on my own. Working via a structure, working via systems is making me succeed. So it's not just about balancing. In fact, it's no longer about balancing for me. It's about alignment. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. And do you find that your work in the real estate has given you a breadth of experience that has lended itself into the foundation work?
Oh yes, to a very, very large extent. It has prepared me to a very large extent because I understand how to engage people. I understand how to relate. I understand how to run systems. I understand how to operate a business. So a foundation is a business at the end of the day. You know, you want to come in with your full self into the room. You don't want to leave anything to chance. The ideas, the concepts that will make you win. That has made me grounded.
Yeah, and obviously the whole idea of the foundation is to reach so many people. So your remit is to reach 10 million girls,
That's
which is
correct.
a lofty ambition, but it can definitely be done.
Yes, it's achievable. One step at a time. Rome was not built in a day.
Absolutely.
So we have started and the journey continues. So
Yes.
I see us doing it with the systems we are putting in place, with the structures we are putting in place, with the partnerships that we are creating across communities, you know, talking to supporters across the globe. Just a few days ago was World Menstrual Hygiene Day. That's May 28th. We participated. We were recognized as official partners with the menstrual hygiene body connected to the UN. So we were recognized and we went ahead to educate girls on that day, distribute material. So with the partnerships that we are building, we think we can do this.
Fantastic. And how do you think in this current age technology can help you drive that?
Oh, a lot. You know, starting with having a website. It's as simple as people knowing who to talk to when it matters. Other people might just go onto the streets, you know, to distribute pads. But do they really have a vision? Do they really have a purpose, you know, as far as menstrual hygiene is concerned? So one of the things technology is helping us do is reach more people that want to support the cause. That's one of the things technology is helping us to do. It's also helping us to create surveys or conduct surveys that enables us rather to know where to go first, you know, who to talk to, who to relate with in terms of engaging communities, you know. So there's a lot technology is doing for us. It's helping us to keep our accounts correctly, measure our progress digitally. So there's just so much that technology is helping us achieve.
That's great. That's great. So just in terms of community outreach, what are some of the volunteering opportunities that you have with your foundation? Can anyone come and volunteer, and what are some of the needs, volunteering needs?
Oh yes, we need hands. There is work to do. We need hands. We need support. Whether medical specialists, whether volunteers that want to help us on the street in sharing, or training, or funding, you know, the cost. We need that support. We need volunteers to join us in those areas to get the work done.
And if you can tell our viewers how we can reach you to offer volunteering, our volunteering services.
Thank you, Pam. So you can reach us on foundationdechristie.org. Once you log onto our website, you start communicating with us. There's a live WhatsApp chat platform. You can also leave us a message, and you see options, whether you want to volunteer on the field, you want to come in to teach, you want to come in to help with health work, really, because there are some women that are struggling with fibroid, and we have doctor partnerships. Yes, for uterine fibroid embolization. In fact, one of our board members is a medical doctor and is ready to help in terms of advice, in terms of referrals, to make sure one gets the best medical help. So we need volunteers in the medical space. We need volunteers in distributing products. We need volunteers in training the girls. We're opening our confidence club at the schools. We want more people to teach the girls how to take care of themselves because they need this education and awareness.
Fantastic. I'd love to volunteer if you have me.
Please.
Thank you. All right. Finally, last but not the least, I'd like you to just look at the camera and talk to women who would like to start something. You know, a lot of women want to have an impact, but don't know how to go about it or may not have confidence. What has helped you, and what would you say to a woman out there who's thinking, have an idea, but is not confident enough to start?
I would say start small, but start anyway. It's about purpose, like I'll keep saying. It's about making impact. And what I know is that impact, it comes from a place of sincerity. That's the truth. So if you have a sincere purpose, please start. If you need to start in your living room, start. When Foundation de Christi started in 2020, like I said, it was COVID year. So I started in my sitting room, started with my sisters, started with my neighbors, and I distributed about 50 sanitary pads. And I spoke to them as well, telling them about their menstrual hygiene, telling them about their menstrual health, telling them why they have some mood swings that I see, you know, and they were looking at me like, what exactly? But I gained their attention and I built from that place. So start small, and as you continue on the journey, find people that can support you, with like-minded people. Find them, let them support you. Also, always remember why you're doing it. If you maintain a sense of purpose, as in why you're doing this, then you continue to have the fuel, the drive, the energy to go on. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. So thank you so much, Christine, for today and for the wonderful work you're doing. I wish your foundation all the best.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Dr. Christiana Amida is living proof that you can build industries and still build people. From real estate to grassroots outreach, her passion is a blueprint for anyone who wants to succeed with purpose. Thank you, Dr. Christina. And to you watching at home, remember, you too can be a champion of change. Start small, dream big, and never stop believing in the difference one life can make. Let's continue this important dialogue. Follow us on all our handles at Achievement Channel on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube for more inspiring content and updates. Use the hashtag #WeSeePossibilities and share your thoughts with us. I'm Pamela Egbo. See you next time. Thank you for watching.
Champions of Change.
Paying it forward.
Join us and be part of the movement. Here on the Achievement Channel.
My name is Sarah Undu. I am an educational psychologist for children and adolescents. My expectation, I expect that at the end of this masterclass, I would overcome fear and anxiety during public speaking, master the art of public speaking, and have a good structure and organized speech.
My name is Mrs. Amadiegu Uzoma. I'm into business. My expectations in this masterclass, I really want to overcome stage fright and how to speak in public and also communication skills.
My name is Folake Faturuti. I'm a geoscientist by profession. My expectation in this course is for me to know how to speak better, to be more equipped in the way I speak in public, and to speak eloquently.
Hi, my name is Sarah Undu. I am an educational psychologist. I came to the School of Eloquence because I wanted to improve in my public speaking and have a better way to construct and structure my speaking because I have a YouTube video where I teach on educational psychology and the mental health of children and adolescents. So I came here for the 2-day program, the 2-day masterclass on public speaking, the basics of public speaking, and I would say that I have learned quite a lot of things. One of the things that I would take as a, as a thing that actually spoke properly and spoke well to me is knowing how to differentiate between the content and putting up your things there. So for instance, now the content, I cannot just put up my content like that. There's a structure that I have to follow in order to, present whatever I am putting properly out there. So I would say that as I yesterday into today, there's been a big difference. I now know how to structure my scripts and know how to, put it out better. And I would say a big thank you to Mr. Ubong Essien for his, ability to teach well, and we were able to understand every single thing that he taught, even with examples. And he's a very good, teacher and a good public speaker, a specialist in his field. So thank you so much, School of Eloquence. I'm really grateful, and I would, with every opportunity I can have to come back next time, I would. Thank you so much. Speak with power.
My name is Amadiegu Ozoma Irene. I'm a businesswoman. I'm so happy, I'm so excited that I went through the School of Eloquence. My thanks go to the Dean of the school, Mr. Ubong, for he has imparted so much in me. Before I came here, I used to be nervous while speaking in the public, but Dean has made it known to me that nervousness is natural, is a normal thing which can be dealt with. So now I'm confident in speaking. I'm more confident in speaking. I can speak in the public confidently and eloquently. The first day I came, through the series of teachings that were given to us, I performed, but I didn't perform very well compared to the teachings of the second day, where I performed very, very well. And now I can speak with confidence, without fear. Now, to the people who are afraid of public speaking, School of Eloquence is a place for you, where the Dean of the school will teach you how to speak with power and confidence, without nervousness. Speak with power.
My name is Folake Faturuti. I'm a geoscientist by profession. I came here to improve my communication skills, how to speak in public, and how to put my tenses together. When I came here, I didn't really understand the structure of a speech, of how to put a speech together. But with this training, I learned how to structure my content and also how to deliver my speech using my voice, my facial expression, and my body with my hands. What motivated me to come to School of Eloquence was because I knew I couldn't really express myself appropriately, and I knew I needed to know how to be able to talk and put my thoughts together in a way that it can make a meaningful sense to my audience. That's one of the reasons why I came for this program. As a professional, the importance of this skill is that it will make me a better professional. I'll be able to express myself, and I'll be confident to talk in public, to air my voice. Because my profession, you have to talk. If you don't talk, you might not be able to rise to the level that you ought to be. And I want to add that to my profession for me to be able to be promoted, for my voice to be heard. I know the virus experience was wild. It was a good one because when I first came, I couldn't really express myself
with my facials and my voice, the tone of the pitch of my voice. But now I've learned that, and also I've learned how to put the content of my message together. Public speaking shouldn't be something one should take lightly, because it's a lifetime skill. It's a lifetime profession with a good dividend. Leadership roles, personal fulfillment. Those are one of the key things that you take out of this. Speak with power.
Welcome to Achievement on the Achievement Channel, Nigeria's first and only 100% motivational TV station, broadcasting from the School of Eloquence studio right here in Ikoyi, Lagos, Nigeria. I'm your host, Victor Diali. Call me Victorious Victor. And this is a show dedicated to purpose, discipline, and the journey of becoming a better man. In an era of economic volatility, a man's ability to remain strategically grounded in his resources is a true test of leadership. Today, we're discussing financial fortitude in uncertain times, economic resilience. Joining me to share their wealth of experience are two distinguished leaders. Mr. Richard Ayo, an IT and telecommunications expert with 25 years of experience in ICT infrastructure, an alumnus of the Nehemiah Institute of Leadership, and he leads the Richard Group spanning technology and the Richard Collection fashion brand. Joining him is Mr. Wosu Ojo, an executive director at Geomarine Systems with a vast professional background across banking, journalism, and regional sales management. So welcome, gentlemen, to the studio. It's really exciting to have you, Mr. Joe. You're a returning guest.
Yeah.
You know, it's always good to have you. And Mr. Richard, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, sir.
Today we want to talk about something very important, especially looking at the context of Nigeria today, and in fact Africa. You will agree with me that people are facing a lot of financial challenges.
Yeah.
For many people, it's difficult to put food on the table.
Yes.
And because of our environment, you know, most families rely on the man, the husband, the father, to provide for the entire family. So I'm going to start with you, Mr. Ojo. When the economy is volatile, what should a man do to protect his family finances?
When a man finds himself in that kind of situation, the first thing he should do is reevaluate.
Okay.
What was my income before?
Okay.
What has it dropped to?
Okay.
When he does that, he will now begin to juggle resources.
Yes.
Say, this has to go.
Yes.
This has to go. There has to be a lot of financial discipline in it. You know, if you are used to buying ice cream for children all the time, you cut part of it. If you are used to going on vacation, you cut some vacation.
Yeah.
If you are used to all these kind of frivolities, you cut it. See, that's financial discipline.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, what takes you through that thing is still that discipline. one, assuming you have some savings.
That's assuming.
Yes, assuming
Because most people don't have savings.
You know, but you must have some. You can't eat all you have.
I don't know what the statistics would be, but in Nigeria, you know, what's the percentage of Nigerians who actually save?
Yes. You see, but the dictum is save at least 10% of your income.
Yes.
This will come in for you during this bad weather. You know, that's going through that and this thing.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And for this 10% you mentioned, I've heard it so many times.
Yes.
In fact, I've heard it.
It could be higher.
I've heard it for years when people talk about saving 10% of your income.
Yes, yes.
But I think it came from a book that a lot of us read while we were growing up, titled The Richest Man in Babylon.
Yes.
By George Clason or so, where there's a tale about a man called Akkad or so, who, you know, talked about the whole idea of saving 10%. And in fact, in the book, it says you should pay yourself first, meaning before you even take out anything from your income. You should take out 10% of your income, put it somewhere that is your own payment. At least you are working for the money, so you should pay yourself first. So keep that aside, and then you have 90% to do anything else you need to do, you know. But the challenge is you are assuming that people have income, enough income to put something aside. So I'll come to you, Richard. In the Nigeria that we know, most people work daily to earn their pay and hardly have enough. I mean, if you look at the salaries that civil servants are paid, salaries that policemen are paid, salaries that soldiers are paid, you know, people who even have to put their lives on the line virtually every day, they are not paid enough, right? And we still expect people who can't earn enough. Some people, by the time they take out their transportation costs to go to work, right, they're in deficit already. So sometimes I wonder, how do people survive? Right? So when someone doesn't even have enough for the family, and then there's financial crunch, the economy is volatile, how does the person now apply the kind of discipline that Mr. Joe is talking about?
Okay, thank you very much. I will probably make reference to the COVID time.
COVID times, yes.
The experience I had then.
Yes.
And on my own survey about the Nigerians, as you say, most Nigerians earn on daily basis.
Correct.
And anybody that had that experience in COVID time would have learned a lesson.
Yes.
A lesson, this topic involved planning, developing, budgeting. Now, there's something I always tell anybody I come across in such situations. You create what is called emergency funds.
Emergency funds.
Those emergency funds, you discipline, just as Mr. Charles said.
Yes.
You discipline yourself, you increase your hustling. Sorry to use that word.
Yeah.
That is, the hustling means you have to create other channels of any income. You know you are the head of the house.
Yeah.
Everybody look up to you. Everybody will ask things for you. You create an emergency fund. You insure it. People may think insurance is just big. No. Whether you're running your own company, you are working for individual, whatever you earn, after you create that emergency fund, you insure it.
Yeah.
You can insure it up for your children education, for your feedings. There's a way you do it. You do stretch budgeting. You can do, like I learned from one of my bosses when I was working for somebody. He was a very rich billionaire. But I always look at what this man does. He budget things for 6 months.
Wow.
And they will stock it in the house. So one day, how I got to know, I have to challenge him. He's always relaxed. No pressure, nothing. So I have to approach him. Sir, let me learn from you. I'm just coming up. That you always relax. I know you are rich, but there is nothing bother you. He said one of the secret he does that during volatile times, he has already budgeted ahead.
Wow.
So when those things comes, it will not cut him unaware.
Yeah.
The family will not just come, food has finished. Okay, there are times in business that down times, there are times you make surplus.
Yeah, of course.
So he has to plan towards, so when he's in those down times, he can able to manage it. So as a head of the family, emergency fund is very important.
Okay.
Insurance is very important.
Yeah.
Those are the key things that will make you to, you know, you may look at, no matter how small the fund is,
Yes.
if you decide to save 1,000 every day, and we're going to experience this volatile thing in December, you'll be
That
assured.
can put some food on the table.
Yes.
Exactly, yes.
You can even take that, that will be 360K.
Yeah.
You can take that to go and buy something for the family for even the next 6 months.
In fact, that's a very good idea that I hope that someone who is watching us today will learn from.
Yeah.
Save 1,000 naira every day,
Yes.
right? By the end of the year, you have 360,000 naira. Which brings me to my next question.
Okay.
Should people focus on just panic saving, what I call panic saving just because something happened, then I quickly start looking for money to put aside? Or should we follow this strategic approach to not just savings but to investments? Because we have to also look at what is the difference between savings and investment.
Yeah.
Is savings enough? So after I've saved 360,000 naira or 120,000 naira by the middle of the year, should I just keep that in a savings account, or should I do something else that will help multiply the money? Because I mean, there are money multipliers, and I'm not talking of MMM or any of all these other all these other phony strategies.
Those are part of panic saving.
That's part of panic saving. You know, but our people are so gullible that in spite of all the crash and everything, people are still investing in those kind of short-term panic instruments where you don't even know who is behind it, and suddenly the money just develops wings and flies away, and then somebody commits suicide, or you know. So how do you navigate between panic savings and strategic investment decision making?
For just like we just mentioned now, panic savings, like all these Ponzi schemes.
Yes.
You know, all this emergency. If you put in 10 naira, you make 1 million naira.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and those are panic investments to savings.
Yeah.
But if you are long-term strategic,
yes,
there are a lot of things that you can invest in. There are treasury bills.
Treasury bills,
yes. Yes. There are, you know, there are some farming schemes now that are outside there. Plant a tree. I mean, the yield does not come immediately.
You have to wait,
but you own it for
forever.
You know.
Yeah.
So those are things people can do to wage this kind of turbulence. You know.
But you see, the challenge I think is with us. Maybe it's cultural. I don't know if you will agree with me.
Yeah.
That we tend to be a people who think very much short term.
Yes.
Right? We don't think long term. People are usually concerned about what am I going to get today?
Yes.
Right? Let's take care of today, and tomorrow will take care of itself. Right? And that's how most people think. So even when you're telling them about, you know, saving, and then they're going to ask you, look, that 10 years you're talking about, 20 years you're talking about, will I even survive till then? So let me grab what I can grab now, eat what I can eat now, and then we can trust God. And that brings the religious
or look at the local trader.
Yes.
Just like he said, they are job people. You understand? They assuming every day, just like he said, 1,000 every day.
Yes.
You drop 1,000 with somebody every day.
Yes.
At the end of the day, the only thing that person takes away is just one day.
Okay, but I can tell you.
No, wait. It takes away one day.
Okay.
That's discipline.
It's discipline.
That's the discipline I'm talking about. And that is a saving.
Yes.
In case of this kind of turbulence, when it happens,
you can draw.
You can always draw from that place. It doesn't shake you too much. It's not as if it don't shake you, but it doesn't shake you too much.
But have you heard of that person who is to take one day out of the 30 days? Have you heard of them
eloping with
one day? They are at the meeting waiting for that person to bring their money so that they can share. And then the person's phone is unreachable, and the person elopes with the money.
Yes,
it happens a lot.
Yes.
So I think what is important is that as people
are putting that money aside, they should deal with reputable organizations.
Yes.
Deal with the bank, deal with the microfinance bank, you know, and there are all, you know, a lot of reputable organizations that provide savings, you know, programs like that. In fact, it's the Ajor system in our culture.
Yes, even the conventional banks now do this.
They now do, yes.
They
The conventional banks have now
most of them are
started
build
to
an
do this
app
Ajor.
to
They have apps that you
for
can
them.
use, you
Yes,
know. I
they do.
mean, some apps are managing trillions
trillion,
of naira
yes.
of people's savings
Savings.
just from their phone, and it can be deducted automatically.
Automatically.
Because one of the challenges is once you
I
see
don't
the
see
money,
money.
you spend it. You know, so the trick is take the money out before I see it,
Yes.
and that way people can save a lot better. So that's an idea for you, viewers. Let them take the money, take the savings out before you begin to spend that money, because once you touch it, it's gone.
It's gone. Yes.
It's gone, right? So Richard, I want us to talk a little bit about, because you know our people are quite religious. Right?
Yes, it is exactly.
Quite religious.
Whether you're a Muslim or a Christian,
Yeah.
whatever anybody preach to you, you have to also confirm. You must confirm to understand. I'm not saying sowing to the church is very good. Sowing